It's the Vupointz. We are here. It's the weekly session. You know what we say? We say knowledge is power.
Hey,
Do remember to
hey,
like and subscribe on
hey.
all networks at Vupointz.
Uh-huh.
I want to
Yeah.
shout out everybody tuning in on Instagram, everybody tuning in on Facebook. Big up the Twitch crew as well as the YouTube crew. Likewise, let me fix my glasses. Jada Man, Brooklyn, what's up?
Oh, how's everybody doing today?
We here, we here, we here. Jada, what's
Muting
up,
me.
brother?
Yo, I'm here, fam. Yo, can't believe it. It's another one. God woke me up again, man. So we
Brooklyn,
on it.
baby. Brooklyn, baby.
Yes,
Whoa, whoa, hold on,
honey.
hold on, hold on, hold on. Whoa, 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 whoa. I cannot go any further. I cannot go any further and
Talk to
start
them.
this episode
Talk to
without
them.
saying, and I'm not a singer, you know, I'm not a singer. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Da, 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 da. Happy birthday, dear Brooklyn Honey 23. Blessed Earth Strong to your Empress.
Thank you. Thank you
How's it
Yeah.
so
going?
much. Jada Man, you're a rapper. You should have rapped something for me. You should have
Here,
came
I
here.
with
was
a
I was waiting
freestyle.
for him to drop the verse. I was waiting
You're
for the
waiting
verse.
for it? There's no
Waiting,
happy birthday raps, you know.
waiting for the
But you
verse.
don't know. Happy birthday, man. Brooklyn, the hair look nice, pretty, pretty, nails and things.
All right.
Yeah,
Oh,
shall go
oh,
on
oh,
with
oh,
things. Put her
oh,
up on the
oh.
thing, Wiggums. Let them see her.
Make them see the nails and
Ah,
please.
Nails
hey.
on point, y'all. On Instagram, nails on point.
So
Yes,
how was
honey.
how was the birthday? Talk to us. Talk to
It
us.
was
When
it
was
was
the birthday?
good. It was really good. I went to the hairdresser. I did my lashes, and then in the night, my homegirl Destiny. Shout out to Destiny and Mike. They threw me a little get together at their crib, and a couple people came over. Nothing
Does
big.
does Destiny have a child?
She actually has four.
I know I'm not the first person to bring that up to Destiny. I know I'm not the first.
Yeah,
But yeah, the good
Mm.
birthday. So the birthday was yesterday, right? Just for the viewers, because we have to let
yeah. It
everybody
was
know what's up.
yesterday.
All
It
right,
was
all
yesterday.
right.
And you're
Oh,
a
oh, oh.
Taurus, a Taurus,
Yes,
right? Okay.
Taurus gang. Are you crazy?
I can't
All
deal
right.
with the
So,
Taurus, them, brethren.
Why
so let me
not?
let
We're
me.
beautiful people. We're stubborn, but we're beautiful people, man.
Well, we got another tourist. We got another tourist waiting in the green room as well. So
Okay.
Taurus
we'll see what's
gang.
going on. Shout out to Princess in the lobby waiting. So let me start the show right. Let me start the show by shouting out everybody. Shout out all the weekly viewers. Shout out to everybody tuning in for the first time. This is the
Hmm.
Vupointz show. We say knowledge is power. It's the meeting of the minds. We are here to entertain and to educate. My name is Ja Wiggs. I'm here alongside my co-host.
Brooklyn, honey baby.
And you don't know, I go by the name of Jada, man.
Jada,
And
Jada,
it's that.
Jada, man. So
And it's like
also do
that.
remember, if you're tuning in on Instagram, big up yourself to the full 100. But if you want to get the full visual, the full 100 best visual layout of the Viewpoint show, we do suggest that you click the link in our profile and check out the show on YouTube, Twitch, or Facebook. All the links are there. So just click one of the links quick, 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 quick before the action start so you don't miss
Hmm.
nothing, right? So
Yeah.
we have we have a great show today. Jada, what you got to say, brother?
Um, I think it's about that vibe time, man.
It's
Can we
about
do
that
that?
vibe time.
Can we
It's about
do
that
that?
vibe time. I think when
Hmm.
Jada's talking about that vibe, it only means one thing.
Yes, this segment is called Vibe of the Week with Jada Man on the Viewpoint Show. This vibe this week, I'm going with I always like to go with some that kind of symbolizes where we're going with the conversation. You know what I'm saying? So this one's called Bag Lady, Erica Badu. Let's go. Cool,
Hey,
no?
Eric lady. That vibe. So other than today's topic, what about that vibe was catching you this week, Jada?
You know what? With that track, because one time I heard her talk about it, and she said, "Bag lady, please, you're gonna hurt your back carrying all that." So it was metaphoric for a woman carrying or women carrying all the baggage, and she's
All
saying,
of it.
"Yo, you're gonna broke your back." You get what I'm
All,
saying? Like, so I
all
want to
of
pay
it.
homage to my women that are carrying the load, that have been carrying the
All of
load.
it.
You know what
Dang,
I'm
Yes.
saying? Cause they're
All
dang.
of
strong
it.
for sure.
As a DJ, that track they used to mash up dance and still mash up dance, so you can't hate on them song.
Are you Erica Badu? Trust me, yo. Listen, the Tyrone. You need to call, yo. That tune there.
Yo, anybody named Tyrone worries after that tune that come out.
Come pack your stuff and
Anybody that
get
was
out.
named Tyrone was in worries and problems after that song.
Yes. A Tyrone clearly hurt Erica Badu because that song right there,
He
Yo,
did.
yo, look,
He,
Erica said pack light and Jada run gun. Chai.
yo, Tyrone done somebody be. Yo, them
Yo,
chewed there.
it looked like you went to go call Tyrone.
Nah, sir. Mm.
you
So what?
definitely have to go call Tyrone, yes. Because you guys be adding to the baggage that she's
Well,
speaking about
again,
as
not when
well.
you say you guys, I know you're talking
Sorry,
general
men. Sorry,
general statement you're
men.
Put
talking about, not to
put
us.
Men.
put her in the middle there. Let me hear what you're talking about.
No,
What are
I'm
you talking
saying men add to that baggage
about?
as
Okay.
well when she's talking about that.
Okay.
So we're also dealing with that baggage along
I
with
feel you.
I guess
being a, you know what I mean, being an entrepreneur,
I guess
or
you may I guess
being
you
a
may get into that.
scholar, you know,
Okay.
or
I guess
just
Okay.
you
being
may
a
get
woman
into
in
that.
general. It's very it's hard out here. It's hard.
And that's why y'all are strong.
Well, women are some of the strongest people I know. I can't hate. Yo, before we get any further, let me just take a second and shout
Hmm.
out Fukun on the Twitch. Let me shout out Randy Savage. Let me shout out Issa Vibes. Let me shout out Miss Cashmere Mafia. Let me
Hmm.
shout out everybody tuning in. Shout out Brazen Beauties. I see you. And anybody else I missed, just put something in the comments so we can shout you out, right? This is the Viewpoint Show. Remember, if you're tuning in on Instagram, if you want to get the best visual layout of the show, please tune in on Twitch, Facebook, or YouTube. The links are on the screen right there. The links are all around. You can click the link in the profile. We are here every week to entertain and to educate the masses
Mm.
of people out there.
Ah.
And Brooklyn, there's a whole lot of things going on. So
What?
I think it might be time for some topics
Hot
that might be the
topic.
hottest. And when it's
Yes.
Yeah.
time for the hot topics, we can't start the hot topics without
No, we cannot.
starting the hot topic.
Never.
Run it,
Never.
man.
Yes, I am here, baby, with the hot topics. And I got to bring it straight to you. The tea I be sipping the whole week and I save it just for you. So, this week we are talking about we're talking about empowerment, women, how we have to carry a lot of baggage, how we have to carry a lot of you know, we deal with a lot. So we're powerful women and people want to know how we got to that level. So I wanted to start off this hot topics with, something positive, which is, I don't know if you guys remember in Drake's video God's Plan, there was a young lady that he had awarded $50,000 towards a scholarship for school, and she actually announced on Instagram today that in 4 days she will be receiving her master's. And she also thanked Drake because she said, that $50,000 really helped her with paying her college tuition and enabling her to finish her schooling. So, congratulations to her. I'm so
Big.
happy. I'm so proud. I love to see things like that. Young, Black, successful, educated Black women especially. So kudos to her, because she could have did anything with that. She could have stopped going to school. She could have did anything, but she kept going. So I love that. So also, when it comes to school, I don't know if I know a lot of you guys know her as the Mama Dukes. Sorry, guys, the Mama Dukes on the Cosby Show. Miss Felicia Rashad was just announced as being the dean of the Howard University College of the Fine Arts. So I just want to shout her out and give her a big congratulations, because not only is she an actress, a wonderful actress, she's also so beautiful and educated as well, which lets us know as females that we can accomplish anything that we want, no matter what the circumstance is. I don't She was never in a bad circumstance, but I'm just saying, like, the women that go through it all, trust me, we can do it. We've done it before. We've restarted our lives many times, whether it was going from being just a single girl to now you're a mother and stuff like that. You have to make adjustments, and sometimes it's hard and we want to give up, but we don't. And people like Felicia Rashad shows us why not to stop going for the gold and things of that nature. And just because you're doesn't matter your age as well, you can always accomplish great things. And last but not least, the internet is going crazy over I know everybody's been asking and been praying and been wondering what is going on with our beautiful queen, Miss Nicki Minaj. Yes, honey, she came through with some sexy pics on Instagram and letting everybody know on Friday at 11 p.m. she will be debuting hopefully a new single or a new video. She's not really releasing too much information about that, but I know everybody's been anticipating. She has been away on mommy duties, but as we know, Nicki Minaj, she never stops, whether she is a mother or not. She gets in her bag at all times. She's looking real good after motherhood. So big up to Nicki Minaj. I know we've been begging, pleading as female artists out here for the queen to come back. Remy Ma done took some time off, so that was a no-go. And I just want our queen back, and finally this Friday we'll be able to get that. So yeah, that's all for hot topics. Oh, but not in regards to the female empowerment thing, but our boy Tory Lanez just got I don't know if you guys know about the situation that he had with Mr. Miami star Prince from Love and Hip Hop. Sorry, from Love and Hip Hop Miami. Star Prince alleges that Tory Lanez punched him in the face again. Apparently, he's saying that Mr. Tory Lanez caught him in the club, and apparently he was walking past him. This is allegedly walking past him and seen him and punched him in the face. Me personally, I don't believe that. The first time it was, they were saying that, it was the bodyguard that hit him. And then, all of a sudden he's claiming it wasn't the bodyguard, it was Tory. So my thing is that you guys are still going through that situation. I don't think that Tory Lanez would see you in the club and say, okay, that's the guy that's out there telling people that I punched him and did all this type of stuff and try to ruin his reputation. And he's going to want to turn around and punch you in the face again.
Yo,
That's,
the boy
that
probably
doesn't
have
make
an
any
album
sense.
coming up.
Prince? No, he's actually just a promoter, like a big time promoter in Miami and stuff like that.
No, I think he's talking about Tory, but yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, I mean,
but
no,
yeah.
Tory always once every 6 months. Tory in a something. So we don't know.
I
Well, I
don't.
don't know, but I don't know, man. Hopefully everything works out for him over there. Um, you know, Toronto, we're just hot. We're hotheads, man. So me no know, me no know that
Well,
one guy.
Yo, sometimes a
But
man ain't itching, you know. A man. Yo, one time, hold on, put me on the thing, Wigs. I don't play with my thing. But one
talk to
time I
me.
see the youth, see it? One time I'm there watching, a clip came into my phone now. I see this youth going off in the barber shop with a youth. You get what I'm saying? He's kicking off, kicking off. The guy's way bigger than him. I'm seeing him like looking up to the youth, looking up to the youth. Then two, ha ha ha. He starts snuffing it. I'm saying I want to that money. Yo, it didn't even look that serious. But a man, I guess he's trying to show them that
Yo, you gotta rep.
you
You
gotta
gotta rep.
strike. You gotta
Yeah, you
strike
gotta rep.
first.
no, but this is allegedly. We don't know. There's no footage to show that. Right now, it's just allegedly. So until I see the footage of him passing you and then turning around and punching you in the face, it is what it is. Like
Well,
you guys are
well,
hype. But sometimes I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes people need one of those. Like,
well,
you
you
know what I
see that.
mean?
You see that stuff right there with Tory Lanez. Tory Lanez fits perfect for next week topic. Jada. When you think about it, when you guys think about it, him name I got call in a next week topic for sure. But we don't want to get into next week topic yet. I think it might be
Uh,
time to get into a little business talk before we get into the business talk. So when we talk about the biz, you know what we have to talk about.
ah,
What's up, everybody? My name is Wiggs. Welcome to Fine Tune Your Business. Every week, I like to give some tips or answer some questions that I've had from clients or viewers over the past week. Today, I don't really have a question. I more so want to talk about motivation. Motivation. Um, Everybody has different things that motivate them to move forward and to get their things done, right? Whatever that takes for you in business, in life, in your personal matters. You gotta take time, find out what that is, dig deep inside, find out what motivates you, what makes you feel good inside, what gives you that drive to survive, what gives you that drive to thrive. And when you find that little thing, maybe it might be a big thing, maybe it might be a little thing, maybe it might be something physical, maybe it might be something verbal, emotional. But find that thing that gives you that motivation and use that to help you proceed further. Also, try your best to help motivate the people around you. A simple word, a simple good job, a simple sentence, a simple praise that you give to somebody means a lot and could help them get over a hump that they've been trying to get over. So find what you need to motivate yourself to help yourself proceed further, and also take the time to help motivate your friends and your family alike, because when you motivate others and you motivate yourself, it's just a better world altogether, right? So the key word for today's fine tune your biz is motivation. Motivation, motivation. That's fine tune your biz, and my name is Wiggs. Bless up. Motivation.
yeah, I
That's
feel
just
that.
the word for the day. You know what I mean?
I feel that.
Motivation.
I mean,
Sometimes you ain't. Sometimes it's hard to get motivated
Yeah.
sometimes.
Sometimes it's music. Sometimes it's talking to somebody. Sometimes it's eating good food, whatever, whatever it takes to motivate you to get up and do something.
Grape nut
You
ice
got to do
cream.
it. Sometimes it's just looking outside and seeing that bright sun. Use that motivation to help you kind of proceed and move further.
That's a
For
fact.
sure, for sure.
But
That is.
I don't want to stay too long on one thing. And when we are talk about things, sometimes the things them have to
Hmm.
talk.
It's off the
And
top.
when we are talk about things have to talk, we have to call in Miss Brooklyn.
With the new
Brooklyn,
Yes.
with the new ear
Brooklyn,
do.
with the
Mm.
new dude.
Yes, baby. You see how me I look for myself? That's what you guys need to be doing. Do you understand me? That's
I
ladies.
get
This is
ya.
what we need to be doing. This summer. This is what we need to do. Check yourself. You understand what I mean? Before you wreck yourself. Let's talk about it. So top the tings, baby. Send me up the top the tings because my mom a giant church. So I'm gonna keep it short, sweet, and petite, just like myself. So I'm not gonna be mean this week. I promise. I'm just gonna be real. How can I put this? I'm gonna give everybody their flowers while they're here. So I'm just gonna give a little bit advice to my girls and things of that nature. I've been through a lot in my life, and I always say to myself, people ask me every single day, how am I strong? I've been through when I mean trauma, I've been through, you know what I mean, death, all of that type of stuff. You know what I mean? I've been through it. So how am I strong? How do I get through my day? What do? I smile. I take every day I go my day with I go my day with a smile. I go with that. My dad always says, if you don't wake up happy, something's wrong with you. You have to. Something has to make you happy, whether it's food, whether it's music, whether it's somebody you talk to, whether it's you know what I mean. Something has to make you happy, and you find that place and you keep yourself in that place. Always stay positive. Don't try to have negative thoughts because when you have negative thoughts, you have negative results. And I've learned that the hard way. You understand what I mean? There's going to be times where you know what I mean, you can't cry over spilt milk, so please don't. What you did yesterday, you weren't able to accomplish yesterday. Get over it and move on. If you continue, take whatever you didn't do yesterday and try to accomplish it the next day. Maybe you just need a break from that. So maybe you need to give it a week. You understand what I mean? So, you know, and surround yourself with loving people that just want to be down for you and want to be there for you and want the best for you. And sometimes you're going to feel like there's nobody you could talk to, but guess what? You can. And that's me. You can talk to me at any time because I'm happy as can be, right, Jay? The man, let them know that I'm happy. I'm a happy person. I'm not always miserable, but yeah, lady. So that's my advice to you. And also, we need to start working together more as females. I've always wanted to work with females, and I always say, women, we are very powerful, and we don't understand how powerful we are. And if we mesh together and come together as one, we will be unstoppable. So just remember that. Take that with you guys. That's top the things for all you guys. Yeah.
So you see what I like? You see what I love about today's Talk the Thing segment? It worked. It worked beautiful. It gelled beautifully with the fine tune your biz. With the I talked about the motivation, and you were talking the things, telling people, even though you're going through hard times, keep going. You know what I mean? Sometimes the thing them have to talk. Sometimes you have to tell them it
Yeah.
raw to let them
Hmm.
know.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
And
shout
I'm
out.
working on a book, y'all. Oh my God.
What you working on?
So, a book. So I will be able to talk all my things. All my things.
All right. Well,
Juicy.
I love that. I love that progress. Well, when it comes to the book, if you need a cover design or any printing, you don't know.
The man, the man squeezing himself in there, you know.
You
That's
don't
called
know.
promo.
You
I
don't
like
know me
that.
know a guy.
I like that.
You,
Squeeze up.
I like that.
you
That's
know a
promo.
guy. We know a
That's
guy.
promo.
You know when a man pants
That's promo.
squeeze, the man
Yo,
just
yo, my pants have room.
When
Yo,
it looks
yo,
like one ball is on one side and the next
yo,
ball is on
whoa,
the other side.
whoa,
I have a question.
whoa, whoa.
I have a question. I have a question
Yes.
before we get into the main
bring
topic
bring
because I
her
know all
in, bring
females
her
are
in
here.
wigs. Go on.
all these females want to know, and I know, sisters, I got your back on this, so don't worry. I got it. I got this, and I got you.
Okay.
Why do men like to wear pants that are just as tight as their girlfriends
Jada, go
that's
ahead.
standing right
Jada,
beside
No,
them?
no.
Once again,
Jada,
hold on.
I'm gonna
I'm
go
not
on
talking
mute.
about
Hold
the
on, hold on. I'm
fitted, the
gonna go
fitted,
on
and
mute.
there's still room. I'm
I'm
talking
gonna go
about the
on
ones
mute.
them that wear the balls busters and then the pointy toe shoes on top of that to make them look like it just looks really ridiculous.
I'm gonna go
So
on
can you
mute.
please explain? Is that something?
I'm gonna go on mute because I can't answer. So I'm gonna go on mute.
Yo, okay, so let me tell you what I think. One, two time I had a squeeze hazard still, I'm not gonna, I don't know how I bought them so tight. And I spent a change on it, so I had to kind of try and bag it a little bit. But no, no, those things are too tight. To tell you the truth, usually I see a lot of those the Italian guys rocking it or straight dancer man them. You know what I mean? So I don't know. That's uncomfortable when you have to jump and put on your pants. That's nah.
Yo,
It's
Jada.
it's sticky, b. It's
Yo,
I'm not.
Jada.
That's not my vibe.
Yo,
Yeah,
Jada. Like a couple months ago, my girl buy me a jeans, right?
yeah.
So me never put it on for a while, you know. So me never so Bridget. So we're ready to go out now, and she's like, "All right, everybody have to put on the good clothes now.
The
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 clothes when
good
you buy,
clothes.
the clothes when we buy, right?"
Good clothes
Yeah,
are
yeah.
the good
I said,
shoes,
"All
them.
right, we get the shirt ready, everything ready." God,
Mm,
no, one time we put on the pants, Bridget. At the same pants, them Brooklyn I talk about, you know.
yeah, the
I just be like,
squeezer.
yo, I had to say I want quick, easy, like, yo, baby, now buy me them pants there like that again, see?
Yeah,
Just I want quick thing, you know, just boom. Now buy me that again, see? Them squeezers.
yeah, the squeezers.
But you know what? We're not talk about that today. We're
Yeah.
not talk about that today.
What we on today? What
What
we
Moly,
we
on
on
today?
today?
moly, dog.
Today we're on the topic.
What the
The
hell?
topic, as you can see in the promotions, the strength of a woman.
Hmm.
This past weekend was Mother's Day, and it was Brooklyn's birthday yesterday. So you know what I mean? It just fits within that vibe. There's so much strong black women out there, strong women in general, but strong black women out there that are thriving, had their own experiences, and we it's about that time some of them share their story. So again, so other people out there can get that motivation to progress and to succeed and to move further. If you're just tuning in, do remember to like and subscribe at Viewpoints on all networks. Big up yourself if you're tuning in on YouTube. Big up yourself if you're tuning in on Twitch. Big up yourself if you're tuning in on Facebook. If you're tuning in on Instagram, if you're tuning in on Instagram, do remember for the full visual layout, you can check in on Twitch, Facebook, or YouTube to get the best visual layout, right? We have a couple guests waiting in the lobby, so I don't want to talk too long. Jada, the topic, the strength of a woman. What makes you so strong? I mean, we're two young, young black men, so you know, I can't talk too much about what makes a woman so strong, but I know so much strong black ladies that I think I have a couple ideas, but Brooklyn, the strength of a woman. Jada, you're on mute. The strength of a woman.
Can you guys hear me?
Yep.
We can hear you.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure. Sorry.
Hold on. Let me drop something. Let me drop something. So for me, when I think about women and their strength, push me over, swing me over, Wigs. Um, when I think about women and their strength, um, man, I think there's a frequency that women have that we're not in tune with, Wiggums, as men, as male. There's a frequency, just them being able to bring forth life on earth.
Yes.
Um,
Yeah.
it's a different frequency that we can't comprehend. The resiliency of a woman, and like I was watching Harriet Tubman the other day, the movie, and then I was going back to do some research and seeing how old she lived too, and just man, and there's a reason why women tend to live longer than men, right? So as I said, it's a frequency I don't think we can comprehend. And I commend you all, and I just want the women to talk about their strength because I
Well,
can feel it. I can feel it. I lived it as far as seeing my own mother and her resiliency, and but I can't. It's inexplicable. I can't explain it. B.
well, that's what I'm saying. So I agree with you. It's I think it's something natural, something in them that just
Mm,
that's just different. Because I'm not saying that men are weak. Come, you don't know, men are strong and we're physical
mm.
and even mentally, we're very capable, right? But even in those times when we broke down and we're feeling down and when the system have us at our knees, bro, who has our back? Another woman, them.
Yeah, yeah.
So so it's a question me really want to know because if they're able to hold us down in those times, John know me want to know.
And
Woman,
hold down the
woman,
family. B.
I want to know woman. A
And
woman
listen
make you
and
so
listen to
strong.
me. And listen to me. Before I bring in Brooklyn, yo, a lot of the stuff I do is in the streets and the communities them where, poverty is running rampant and you have to be the strongest of the strong to survive. And let me tell you, the people them who are leading the charge on the ends them and protesting and going to city hall and doing whatever they gotta do to make sure the youth them have something, it's the women.
It's the woman.
It's predominantly the women. So it says something about their, as you said, their nature, and that's what we're speaking to. We feel it's a part of your nature, your DNA, women or woman, to bring forth life, to sustain life, and to outlive all of life. And I'll turn it over.
To me.
Well, let me just before we throw it to Brooklyn, let me just shout out to Brazen Beauty. Shout out to JC Calhoun. Shout out to Brown Skin. Shout out to Cool Leah. Shout out to British Royalty, Candy Kisses, Empress J. We got a hot topic and we got a lot of people tuning in today. Shout out to Pretty Nikki. Shout out to Tiny Brit. Shout out to Miss Meek Makila. Shout out to Randy Savage. Brooklyn, it's your birthday. It's after Mother's Day. The ladies are tuning in. This is a strong topic. What's
Yes.
your opinion?
Well, having Mother's Day is one of those days that are hard for me because I didn't grow. My mom passed away after she had me, so I never got that chance to get breastfed or dealt with the fact of bonding with my mother or getting that relationship to even
Condolences.
have
That's
that
it.
have that nourishment like that. But the the upside to that was I had my grandmother and I had the women, which my dad's sisters and my aunts and stuff like that, who played the role of my mother and gave me that nourishment and stuff like that. They may not have breastfed me, but the way that I am now, you would, and the way that they treat me, you would think that they were my actual mother. So, there's pros and cons that come with that. But when you growing up as a young woman, you want that one on one with your mother. There's nothing like a mother's bond. You understand what I mean? When you see your friends, your girlfriends, and everybody else around you having that bond, and sometimes that argument and that love and taking pictures and doing all that type of stuff, that's, you know what I mean? I wish that I can have that. Even though I have women that play the role, it's not the same. And from I was a child, I was always taught, like, as a woman, you growing up seeing the women in my family being the cooks, being the cleaning up, taking care of the family, going to work, going to school, graduating, being successful, doing all these things showed me that okay, it doesn't matter what my circumstance may be. I too can be capable of doing these things. So as women, it's like they said, from you were born, you were taught to nurture, you were taught to love, care, take care, and then as you're growing up, you're you're taught in the household, clean, cook, you have to cook, you have to clean, you understand, then you have to go to school, you and all that type of stuff, while your brothers and cousins and stuff are outside or playing video games and doing all that type of stuff. We as young women or young children, because from I was like what 6 7, I was, I had to clean up and do all these type of stuff. So from then, like, you're looking at your brothers or whatever, they're playing video games, and you're saying to yourself, yo, why they get to play video games and do all these go outside while I have to be inside? I have to get straight A's while he can get C's and D's, but I have to get straight A's and all these type of stuff. And then when you realize it, it's like they're actually what's that word, they're getting you ready, they're preparing you.
Yeah, you're kind of held to a higher standard as
Yeah, so
women.
your standards are so high that when you start to, I don't have children, but I see my girlfriends around me when they have children, now they realize exactly what their mom and their dad or their
They realize
grandparents
the
were
benefits.
telling them, like, this is what we have to do. And being a black woman, or being a black woman in society, period, is 10 times harder. So not only do you have to uphold what's going on in the household, now when you're outside, you have something else you have to deal with. You understand what I mean? So it's like we carry that baggage from inside the house to now when we go to work, we have to deal with it. And then in our careers, because a lot of women get overlooked for the simple fact that they're women. It's not that we're not qualified or we can't do it. It's just that we get overlooked. And especially in dominant in places like the industry, the music industry, for instance, is dominated by male. So it's hard for females to come into certain things and accomplish it, like the Nicki Minaj's and Little Kim's and Foxy Brown's, MC Light and stuff like that. Thank God for them. But we still have the Tupacs, the Run DMCs, the list goes on and on and on when it comes to males. So it's like we there's so much that we have to carry. It's like when the family is grieving, who do they depend on? The mother, the women are the ones that come and nourish. They have to be the strong ones. That's why a lot of times when things happen and mothers are grieving, you notice that they don't cry. Some of them don't cry in that moment because they know that we have to stay strong for the rest of my family. Yes, I'm hurting, I want, yes, whatever, but I still have to stay strong in a lot of cases. So
Yeah.
it's hard, period,
Hmm.
just being a woman in general.
Yeah.
Well,
Wigs.
I
No,
don't.
that was big, but I know you're gonna say some Wigs, but I see a lot of comments there that I think we gotta get to. Like throw them out and let them know what the people are saying, Wigs.
Yeah, so we do have some comments here.
Mhm.
We have Fukun that punched in and said most of us had nothing growing up, but we never felt it as kids. No dads and no dads and mother held it down. So I
Mhm.
agree with that. We all know the epidemic that we hope is going away with mothers growing, a lot of single mothers growing up, but still having to maintain that household and raise those kids, whether boys or girls, to their full potential. Just like Brooklyn said, having to deal with boys and making sure that they're doing, what boys do at the same time, making sure you're nurturing your daughter in the best way you can so she can grow up to carry on a legacy as you believe she should. So I
That's
definitely
work,
agree with
man.
some of these statements. Pretty Nikki says
Let me read
we as
that one.
women don't have. I read that one already. Sorry.
Oh, you read it
um
already? Okay.
yeah. um Black woman can make something out of nothing. So
Mhm.
a lot of good comments that we have from some of the viewers. Again, shout out to everybody tuning in. If you're watching on Instagram and you want to get a full visual layout of the show, please click the link in the profile and check out Viewpoints on Twitch, YouTube, or Facebook. Now, I don't want to stray too long because we have
Yeah.
some guests in the lobby. um we when we came up with this topic for the show, we sat down amongst ourselves and we tried to think of amongst ourselves some strong ladies that we believe kind of fit this topic, right? So we have three exceptional ladies that we want to bring out today. The first one I would like to introduce, her name is Jacquie, and She is the current boss lady and CEO and owner of Princess Foundation. I've known Jackie a long time. I don't want to tell the story. Jackie, welcome to the Viewpoint Show. Please let the viewers know your story, how you started in the game, how you've transitioned, and what you're doing now.
Hold on, Wigs. Hold on, Wigs. Hold on, Wigs. Brooklyn,
Yeah.
it's your time. It's the ladies' time. Talk to her. Y'all talk. We'll support you. We'll back it up. Do your thing.
Yes. Yes,
Brooklyn,
honey.
first of all, happy birthday. Big up yourself. Taurus gang. Yeah,
Oh,
gang,
sorry.
gang,
Hold on.
gang,
Hold on.
gang,
Hold
gang,
on. Hold
gang,
on.
gang,
Sorry.
gang.
Sorry. Sorry. I started off wrong again.
Gang, gang,
I
gang.
have to say after 15 seconds because it was also Jackie's birthday last week. So
Yeah,
Taurus
Monday.
gang, big up Monday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to Jackie. So we got the
Happy
two Taurus ladies with the red hair down there.
Birthday
Take it
gang,
away,
gang, gang,
Brooklyn.
gang.
Yes. You're spicy. I like you.
Mickey,
Yes.
I don't know why you're trying to act like you don't know Taurus run the world.
Of
Like,
course,
come
they
on.
know this. They need to
We
sit
run
back.
it.
Yeah, duh.
We run it.
We are. Yes, honey. So you're out here being a boss. You're out here looking so beautiful.
Thank
You're
you.
well educated, everything like that. So I need to know. Let us know a little bit about you, because don't give out too much, but then give them a little drop. Because the Taurus, we
I
gotta
know.
keep
We
it.
gotta keep yeah, we gotta keep some stuff.
Yeah.
Basically, I basically started as promoting with Wiggums in our dance hall days, rumors. And then after that, kind of like, well, I had a child, so that kind of like, the partying thing, you're not going out every weekend because you're a parent now. You kind of transition, but then I started noticing that there was a gap in women supporting each other. And I wanted to bridge that gap of us supporting each other, because there's no problem with somebody telling you, like, if somebody says, hey, where'd you get your hair done? I should be able to tell you exactly where I got my hair done and not feel no type of competition, no type of way. So that's when I created Princess Foundation, to bridge the gap for women to be able to support each other. So not only do we educate, we empower, we inspire, and we support. So since COVID, I've only shopped women businesses. I'm only supporting. I mean, I love the men too. Like, I'm not, don't get me wrong, big up your guys' self. But at this moment, we need to bridge the gap where women can get along, because there is a stigma that women don't get along. So we have to kind of mend that. I've seen guys, because I only hang out with men. So Wiggums know that. Like, there's barely any females around me. So I've seen the man them go out and dap up next man's fine. Like, they had no issue. But the girl, it's always like, what does she want? It's always a problem. So I wanted to bridge that gap from us women being hating on each other to just being able to build a sisterhood.
That's amazing. I love that. I love that energy. We need, like you said, we need more women like that to think like that. I've always, Jada Man can contest to that. I'm always about women empowerment. I love it. I love the energy, and I love what you bring to the table. Wiggums, where have you been hiding this beautiful young lady? You've been hiding her to yourself.
He really see he don't like to share.
It's okay. It's okay.
So
So,
can I ask her a question?
of course, you may jump
All
in.
right, here's the question I want to set it off with. What makes you so strong?
Honestly, I would say that in 2014 I lost my mom, and it made me stronger because I had to be there for my older brothers, cuz like, boys are for their mom, and I've seen my brothers like go through, like, it's not like a depression, but like, boys are naturally closer to their mom than they are to their dads, because their boys are for moms and girls are for their dads, right? So I seen my brothers, like, losing my mom made me see my brothers, and like, I seen grown men like cry, like, I seen my brothers at a different state, and I knew that I had to be strong for them. I had to be strong enough to make sure that my brothers were going to still continue to take care of their children and be a better spouse for their spouses and stuff. So I had to be that gap, because women are the foundation of the family, right? So losing my mom made me realize that I was next in line to kind of like hold it down. She was no longer here. So I had to make sure that, I kept communication with my brothers. I kept checking on them. I kept doing stuff. I kept doing this. I kept doing that. The things that my mom used to do, I had to now kind of do it just to make sure that our little family was together still. Because a lot of times death separates people, but I had to make sure that, you know what I mean? Like me and my siblings were still going to be close regardless of my mom. Because, my mom made sure that we were here for each other's birthdays. We were here for each other's graduations. My mom was the person to make sure that we did that. We called each other on birthdays. We did that. So I had to kind of take over that role.
So you're saying you found your ultimate strength after the passing of your mother, or
Yeah.
through that process of her
Yeah.
transitioning, you found
That
that
was
strength.
yeah,
Yeah.
that was kind of would you say that was kind of your life defining moment that
Yeah. Because before it was like, my mom, like, mom would handle certain things. And it's like, you don't really growing up, you don't really like, I see my mom work 2 jobs. I see my mom provide for us. And you don't really, as a kid, you don't really take it in. Cause like, as a kid, you're like, you're my parent. You're supposed to provide, you're supposed to do certain things for me, but you don't really take it in until you're older. And then when you no longer have that person that always has your back around, it's like when you have nothing else, being strong is all you have to be strong because it's all you have left. It's either you're going to be strong or you're going to give up, right?
just like you just said, like you either got to be strong or you got to give up, right? So there's times when you get to that path in life, and for you, you said it was when your mom passed, and you actually decided to step up and take that responsibility. Um, whereas I was gonna ask what would be the alternate, and I guess the alternate, like you said, would be to give up. Um,
Yeah, because like when my mom passed, there was days where I didn't want to do anything, and I could just keep hearing her voice telling me to get up. Like, you got to keep going. Like, yeah, I'm no longer here, but that doesn't mean that your life ends. You know what I mean? Like, you go through it, but your life doesn't end. And what also helped me too was I had a 1-year-old daughter to get up to. So I could have stayed in the bed and just cried all the time, but my daughter was hungry at times. I had to get up and make breakfast. I had to get up and do stuff. Like, my daughter just started walking. I had to be able to, you know what I mean? Kids are not going to, you can't just put them down and be like, don't move because I'm grieving. You know what I mean? You have to still continue. So it's like losing my mom gave me strength, but also I think that if I didn't have my daughter, I might not have had all that strength as well because I had to get up and
so
still be a parent.
it was kind of the combination of both.
Yeah.
You having that moment where you lost your mom, so you had the option to step up or not, but then you also had your daughter, so I guess that kind of gave you a little extra
Yeah,
motivation
to
to
get
do
up.
what you knew to.
Yeah, to do what I had to do.
Yeah, I like that. That makes sense.
I love that. I love the fact that you were there for your brothers. You were there for not only for your brothers, but you made time for yourself to be there for your child and stuff like that. It must have been extremely hard to deal with that. And my condolences to.
Thank you.
Yeah, condolences to you as well, because I remember when that happened, but and I do want to commend you as well, because I know you were going through rough times, but you held it strong. You were going through school at that time, and there was other things you were doing as well. So
Yeah,
again, big up yourself, and shout you out for how you deal with your daughters, because you're a great mom to your daughters as well. So big you up for that as well,
appreciate
Jackie.
it. When you coming to babysit?
Boy,
I have
um,
a quick question.
we'll
Sorry,
get back to that after the show.
I have
EPG
a quick
daycare opens up in the summer.
I have a quick question for you though. How
Yeah.
how is it because you did say that you're a mother, a lot of women out here when they are, they set a lot, some women say that it's hard to balance sometimes being a spouse, a mother, and like a businesswoman, an entrepreneur. How do you find the balance to balance being a mother and being a successful entrepreneur as well?
Honestly, only God knows. Like, to be honest, it's God because there are times where the kids are like driving me crazy and I have like work to get done, but some way somehow God makes it happen. Like, it just happens. Like, sometimes I go to my bed at like 2, 3 in the morning and my kids get up at 6 o'clock every day, no matter what. 6 o'clock. We're in a pandemic and they still get up at 6 o'clock. on the dot. Like there's no if, ands, or buts. So like sometimes I get 2-3 hours of sleep, but you still make it through the day because one, you know, like when you're dealing with your kids, they're the love of your life. So you're gonna do what you have to do for them. But also running your business, it's your way of providing for your kids, right? So it has to get done because that's your bread and butter. That's how you eat. That's, you know, breaking your generational wealth. That's going to be the foundation for your kids for what, you know what I mean, for when they're growing up. So you have to still get up and get it done because if you don't, then what's going to happen? There's going to be no food on the table. You can't provide for your kids the way you want to provide for them. So it's like you get it done. And there are days where it's tiring, but that's when you take mental breaks. Like, and I always tell people that I take self-care breaks. I don't care what anybody says. I take self-care breaks where I will go to the spa. I will go out to eat. You got to treat yourself. You got to take care of you because one thing I learned is if you don't take a break, your body will take one for you. And I've seen so many
Yep.
people that are workaholics that end up in the ER because they're dehydrated, they're stressed out. If you don't take a break, your body's going to pick one. And why shouldn't I treat myself? I work so hard. Why can't I go to the spa? Why can't I do my hair? Why can't I do my nails? Why can't I do little things for myself? And sometimes self-care is not about spending money, but reading a book.
So
Sometimes I lock my kids. I tell them to go in their room, and I'm reading my Bible, I'm doing meditation, I'm just doing stuff for me, without them
so
being in the same room.
so I like that because it kind of ties into the next question, right? Are so in addition to what you said, or if it ties along, that's fine. But what are some words of advice that you have for women that need to find a source of strength? So not everybody has had that life moment or has clued into it as you have or as others have. So what are some words of advice you have for women that are looking to find that source of strength?
Honestly, you have to know your why. What is the purpose of what you're doing? When you narrow down your why, everything else will start to fall in place. So, why are you building your brand? Why are you building your business? Why are you getting up every day to work for somebody else? If you don't know your why, your purpose, you're never going to find the strength because when you know that your why is my kids are depending on me, my bills need to be paid. I see my parents migrated to Canada to give us a better life. My why is I don't want I only have my dad now, but I don't want my dad to be working for the rest of his life. My dad's now retired. My why is I want to be the first millionaire in my family. That's my why. I'm trying to be that person that breaks all the generational curses from my family. I want to bring in generational wealth for my kids. I want my kids, like Beyonce said, when Beyonce said like her kids is good, that's how I want to leave. I want to make sure that my kids,
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 kids.
everybody's good. I want to, I
Yeah.
want to be that person to set that stone where everybody in my family is straight. That's it. I want to be that person. I got to be the first millionaire. I got to make it happen.
All right. Well, so Jackie, with that being said,
See, that's
right?
how I know.
Go ahead.
That's how I know we're Taurus. That's how I know. No, I said that's how I know we're Taurus. Because I say it all the time on my mom's grave. I say it all the time. I say, yo, my dad is the only person that I have in my life right now, and I want to make sure my pops can live a life where he no longer has to worry about nothing. My aunt
Thank
who
you.
took care of me, I'm gonna make sure she's straight. I want to make sure my
Well,
family's straight. Like that's my job. I'm putting that burden on myself. That's how I feel every day. Every day I get up, that's my motivation to do what I gotta do every
well,
day.
my younger sister is a Taurus as well. Her birthday is May the 4th. So I hope that she grows up to be as strong as you two.
She
And
will.
that's
She
real
will.
talk. That's real talk.
She
Because you
will.
two are some strong, vibrant ladies, and you're passionate about what you believe in,
Let me
right?
ask
Jackie,
something, Wiggs.
quick
Let me
question.
ask something real quick, Wiggs.
Okay, go ahead.
Um, did you have something from the audience? What was it?
No,
No?
no, no, go ahead.
Okay. So, Jackie, I'm gonna ask you this. I want you to give us 1 to 2 words to describe what it would look like if women came together. 1 to 2 words. First thing that comes to you, if women actually came together. What describe that? What could that look like? Or what would that be?
Honestly, phenomenal. It would be phenomenal
Okay.
because when you think about women breaking barriers, like just being like, with Harris being the first Black VP, like just breaking barriers. So imagine if more women came together, we would reach higher heights together than trying to do it on our own. So we'll be getting places that, not to diss the men, but we would be further than you guys if we were a strong stepping stone, because at the end of the day, you guys need us in order to survive regardless. Because without us reproducing, there ain't no you guys. So I mean, you
And
guys
vice
just have
versa.
no. You guys
No,
But
just
I
no,
know what
have
you're
it
listen,
right
yo,
saying. I
I,
now.
know what
I
you're
always
saying.
No,
say, I always say, without the woman, there's nothing. So you can't diss the woman, them. No,
no, you can't. But like the men are needed, but for women, I think it's like a competition thing. So it's harder to come together. Because with guys, they don't care. They don't really care. They don't really look at, oh, this guy's doing the same thing as me. He's my competition. They're just trying to make their money. They're trying to build their business without, you know what I mean? But women, it's always, I think it's like an insecurity where they always are second guessing their decisions or their choices. So they always look at another female as competition instead of just focusing on themselves.
All right, Jackie. Thank you for that. So before we go, what would can you please let the viewers know what's next for you? Let them know how they could contact you. Let them know what's going on with Princess Foundation.
What's next? What's next? Honestly, right now, I'm just trying to free up from COVID. Like, I want to do more in-person events. So, I've been asking everybody for Doug Ford's address, and ain't nobody trying to give it up. So, like, I'm about to knock on his door because I got things to do. Like, free up the summer. Like, we have, and it's not even about partying. It's about having like business parties, celebrating somebody that just opened a business, celebrating somebody's success. It's more of those kind of things of networking, coming together to see how we can help our community, how we can help each other. Because at the end of the day, we ain't getting nowhere without each other, right? Because at the end of the day, I have one skill, but I need your skill that you have to make my business grow too. Because where am I going without my graphic designer? Where am
I
I going
told you.
without my, you know what I'm saying? Where am I going without my speaker? Like, I need everybody to help. So it's kind of like, we need each other. So right now, I'm just doing ladies' night events on Zoom, and the ladies love it. We have fun. We just kind of network and mingle and just unwind from whatever we've been going through. So that's it. You can find me on Instagram at Princess Foundation.
All right. Well, Princess, thank you from the bottom of our hearts to the
You're
toes and all these
welcome.
things for joining the
Especially the
show.
toes.
And thank you for sharing some of those personal stories. Um, we know there's a lot of viewers that are watching, so we're hoping that they're going to use that as inspiration to help move them forward in what they're doing. Right. So people, make sure you check out Princess Foundation on all networks. If you guys need some help with your business, if you guys need help getting to the next step, or if you just need that motivational talk, she's the one to talk to. So hit her up again, Princess. Thank you for joining us.
You're
And
welcome.
again, it's the Viewpoint Show. Blessings and respect.
Don't know.
All right, that was great. We got a lot of great personal stories from Jacquie and Princess Foundation. She started out
Hmm.
as a promoter. She did a lot of club events, and again, she said in these times she started to use her powers to try to empower and bring women together. So shout out to her. Now
Hmm.
we have another guest in the lobby. We want to thank her for her patience. This lady I've also known for a long time. I don't want to say too much. I don't want to say too much. Tasha, are you there?
I'm here.
We hear you. Thank you for joining the show, and welcome to the Viewpoints.
Thank you.
Yes,
Now, for those
welcome.
who have just joined us, our topic today is the
Happy
strength
birthday,
of a
Baba.
woman. Today's topic is the strength
Huh?
of a woman. What makes you so strong? So we're also celebrating Brooklyn
Mwah.
birthday, and we have some amazing guests here today. We have Natasha, also, or I should say, popularly known as
Did you skid out the
Tasha
government?
Rozez, right?
You
Tasha,
skid out the
welcome to
government.
the show.
Hold on,
Hi.
Wiggs. Hold on, Tasha Wiggs. I'm hearing a clicking. I'm hearing a clicking. I don't know where that is. Can y'all hear it, or is it just me? We want to
I
ensure
hear
I
that
hear.
cooking.
you hear it, right?
Yeah.
Let's just get this right. Wiggum's mute for a sec. No. Brooklyn mute. Go on.
Okay, I
Yeah,
think. Wait.
it's Brooklyn. Mute her.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, that's what it
All
is.
right, Brooklyn. Something's chipping on that side.
Yeah,
What that? Glass of water. All right. Sorry, Tasha.
that's
We'll
okay.
mute that audio. But Tasha, welcome to the Viewpoint Show,
What's up,
Brooklyn.
guys?
Brooklyn Jada. This is Tasha. You all know Tasha. Tasha,
What up?
what makes you so strong?
You're gonna
Mm-hmm.
ask me who told you. I was gonna ask you first of all, who told you that I was strong? Who told you that? You of all
Well,
people. Who
from
said
what
them
I
gave it
see,
to you?
from
Must
what
have been
I
you.
see, you're one of the strongest out there. And if you're
Yeah.
not, you definitely do a good job at letting the other woman know that you might be. I don't even know what to say. Tasha,
Hey.
before we get into that, let us know about Tasha Rozez. Let us know because we all know DJ Tasha Rozez, but that may not be your current endeavor. So let us know what's going on with you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm Tasha Roses, Tasha, Natasha, as you said clearly. And yeah, I just took a little switch. And I was gonna say that's what sometimes makes you strong, right? When you have to um, kind of have a bit of vulnerability, and when you kind of have to, you know, change something that's very comfortable. Those are the things that make, I think, us as women strong. A lot of the women, condolences to Jacquie, condolences to Honey, there, mentioning about, your mom and stuff like that. It's the losses that a lot of us go through, the changes that a lot of us go through that make you strong, right? And losses vary from grief to different things. For me, it was just a change in doing what I was so used to doing. And I mean, okay, yeah, if you want to talk about playing sound and all that stuff, being in a male dominated industry, yeah. But, that's just me as a selector. And, but me as a person now, when I had to switch into doing something else, I didn't feel so strong. I didn't feel like I was no Tasha Roses in funeral directing. But I'm still a junior director, right? And those are the things that make you strong, being able to transition from one thing to the next and realize, okay, you know what? It's not so bad. I got this, one foot in front of the other. And, I think that's what a lot of us, that's the misconception. You said, Jay, you don't know what it is, but you know what it is, right? It's just being able to keep going and to keep pushing. And, like Jackie said, you don't have a choice, bro, God.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You don't have a choice. It's either you sink or you swim. And you have to put your priorities in front of you. And when you put those priorities in front of you, you realize, what's important, and it comes out making you look strong, but it's really just you being, hard at what you do and being focused. And, even like Jackie was saying, a lot of lack of that maybe from some females, it might seem, is because again, the insecurities that a lot of us females have, right? So, it's really important to also just look into self, like, oh, what makes you so strong? You have to look in at yourself and say, this is not working for me, that's not working for me. And back to the vulnerability, to be able to be like, okay, I got to change this. It might be comfortable, whatever that comfortable is, right? Whatever. We all know what our comfortable thing is. So, that comfortable thing might be the same thing that's making you weak and not letting you reach the levels you need to reach, right? So it's just about, for me, back to your question, it's just, for me, it was like, I had to like turn down dates, because I have to take the exam. Then me used to take exam, study pan plane, and I come back and I pass with like a 53.
But
And I know
Tasha,
me
but
that,
Tasha, I remember
right?
there's times I'm calling you for bookings and you're saying to me, well, what time is this and that? Because me have exam, me have school, me have this and that. Priorities,
And
priorities.
then
So big up yourself.
you're getting through, but then you're getting through on a level where you're not really, this is not, it no look good. Like it look good, but it no look good. So I'm like, sometimes I have to say, like, I can't do this, right? Like, because again, you are a black female. You don't want to look like the one where I come in at the class late because you were in Bermuda playing. You think anybody cares? I wonder if you think anybody cares in the class when you're coming in. You don't look cool. You know how that person looks when they're coming in at 20 after 10?
Yeah.
Okay, right? Because you claim you have something else doing. Don't come into people them class. So after a while, you had to like, and of course, me, that was my money and my bread too. So it wasn't like I was just strolling in because I wanted to stroll in late. Not
Yeah.
really,
So you
me
really
really
had
look
to
like
like
I
say,
want, right? I'm not a 19-year-old either, right? I'm 42. So it's like when I'm coming, at them times I was 40 when I was taking the program. So I don't want to, what I mean? So after a while, and I'm also a mother. I can't be teaching my daughter about, being on time and all these things. And me see, I want to do the same nonsense. So there comes a time where you have to draw up and fix up. And, if that means I'm not going to something, something tonight, Tuesdays, or I'm not going to something, something tonight, Fridays, because this time I cannot be passing with the 52 because course minimum is 70,
So so let me ask you something, and
right?
then is Brooke back? Brooke looks she looks good. She's back.
Look at that.
Okay, quick
Hi.
question. Um, so it sounds like you're talking about prioritizing here, setting your priorities straight.
Mhm.
How important is that? Especially when women are on the search for life, on the
It's
search for
very
strength.
important. It's very important. It's very important. And before you can prioritize yourself, again, the why, and also um, look into being able to, before you can say the why, you have to look into yourself really, right? And really know what the whys are. So, and when you figure that out, I think the priorities come naturally. Like I was saying, one time the priority was for me to try to take the date and then go to class. Then when me I get 52, the priority that can't be no more. It has to be, I'm passing. My priority is to pass the course to be a funeral director, right? So how am I gonna pass if I'm not, like something's
Right.
gotta give, right? And when you know what's gotta give, you will definitely give it up. You know what I mean? And I mean, I say give it up, but you will prioritize. It no means say you can't take the date, but now you say I'm only taking bookings on my weekends, or I'm only doing this on this time, or you know what I mean? And you strategize yourself strategically to win,
Yeah. So you're basically saying you can't pass if you're not present. There's
right?
nothing. There's no way you can do
And
that.
then two, you're spending money, right? That's the other part of it. You're spending money on the people them's course. So where you just a dash your money, go give humba. You just like give them your money, just fit like come on, right? So you have to be like, what's going on? It's because you say you want to do something, right? Nobody didn't put gun to your head and tell you to do these priorities and these things that you as a female say you want to do. So I just think it's really important to just prioritize and, stick to some of those priorities. It's hard. And that's why we are strong, because we are able to stick through things, be resilient. And I think the stronger ones of us, and there's more, so much more than us three, of course. You know what I mean? That's what we do. We realize it might be tough, but we still, stick through. And I think it's because of the end goals that you have, those priorities.
all
All
right.
right,
So
you can
Tasha,
ask you.
so with
Go
that
ahead,
being
Wins.
said, Tasha, right? Tell us about a life defining moment where you could have easily went left, but you went right, you made the right decision, and it was one of the best decisions, whether this is a recent decision or an old one.
I would say to go to school at the time that I did and the course that I picked. So I would say that it's this right now because
So it was like a
I was always going to school and nothing could take me away from my son. Nothing could take me from it. Me, I do everything one time. And then look, ironically, we're in COVID now, right? So,
So hold on,
you know,
Tasha. Sorry to cut you. So with that said, because there's a lot of people at that crossroads right now, and we want to hear from all three of you about this piece here. So you said nothing could take you away from DJing, right? At that point, and you made a decision. I'm focusing on prioritizing school. For people that are at that crossroad, I could go here or I could go here. What do they need to allow them to successfully um, make that decision and transition? Like, what do they need to do that?
You need to break down and fall. That's what you need to do. You need to come to almost a rock bottom and see that what you're doing for you right now might not be all that you want, because playing sound, do not get it twisted, and let me get it clear here that I'm a live dancehall, I'm everything, right? But as I'm getting older now, there's other things I wanted to do, right? And I was like, how am I gonna just be, because I've always been a person that loved academics and stuff, and I have, I'm social worker, hospitality, bag a little foolishness underneath my belt, but none of them ever put me in a position where I said, this could be a career for me, or this is something I would, really, I could, like I was always in my mind thinking I'll do this in the day and I'll DJ at night. I'll do for the
Yeah,
rest of my
yeah,
life.
yeah.
Whole and great, right? So there was nothing you couldn't tell me that, because that's how it was for me, guy. I'd be working somewhere, get a booking for Germany and start cough on the people them shift and then send me not there, right? So it was like, and then I'm sick, and then some loudmouth in the work is like, yo, I saw how you
I
showed
see
up.
you on TV.
And and then it was easy for me. I'm a good worker, but it was easy for the work to just pull me up on any little thing when I'm late, or any little thing, because seems to be a pattern, right? So and then just again, as a female, we are not built like men. So going out every night for me is great, but it's not that great, guys. I love my bed, right?
So
And
Tasha,
huh?
no, no. So what I was gonna ask, right, is because one of the things you said earlier was you have to kind of know yourself in order to make that change, right? Now, from the outside looking in,
Hmm.
people may look at your life or what's out there and be like, she's living the life. This girl she's been DJing, she goes to parties for free, she gets flown all over the world. Because Tasha, when it let's be real, when it comes to DJs in Canada, you are literally one of the most traveled and well-known international DJs. So
Hmm.
people are looking at that saying, this lady is living the life.
So
Now,
when you
and then,
said that, when you were saying that in my head, but me I said sour. So that means that me want to do. That's
so that's what
sour.
I'm saying. So
That's
it's
to you.
important.
Right, that's why I said priorities to self is what is important. You need to lock off where people are feel. Priorities to you is what's important, right? But like, thank you, I'm grateful for all of that, but and and that's why I said it to you the other day. May I say, as a female black director, I wonder if you don't know where you have in our pocket. You don't feel like you have bad selector. Like like now you have a female director in your pocket, guy. You call me anytime you need help, counseling, anyone on a link. You
Yeah.
get what I'm saying? Because
Now we have the link.
now you have a DJ, and you also have somebody in, like we said, a business, right? So it's like, for me, that's what being a female or a strong female is about too. Not just being able to pop off and style and say, oh, I go to parties for free. Now go with that something there, man. That we need to go with that something there, right? It's, you need to more look at us as a rounded collective people, and like, what could be so phenomenal is if we were all together doing the things we need to do, right? And that's my thing that I would
You
prefer
see,
to do
we
more.
have a viewer that says, "Me nah lie, I used to live in the dance and used to watch you and want to do what you were doing."
And that is, and you should, and do it. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what we all want to be here for, to inspire and to to cultivate more of the greatness that we do. So, and I think, again, that's what it is to be strong. Big up yourself, Fu Kwan Kaya Scorpio, like myself. So
Yeah, yeah, she was bigging up Scorpios from earlier. You see,
I know Scorpio gang. Oh, Scorpio
but
gang.
Tasha, so Tasha, let's give some words of advice for some young ladies who are in that position where they're trying to pivot, their things aren't going right, and they're trying to figure out what to do.
Just take it easy. Just take it easy, and like I said, just look into yourself, and I don't mean that in a judgmental way. Just, you know, what doesn't feel right, start working on that, and like I said, try to get out of what's comfortable too. You know what I mean? So, because if you have things you want to do and it's being stuck in a place that's stopping you from doing that, try to get out of that comfortableness, right? Be vulnerable. Have people around you that you can be vulnerable with. And if you can't, get rid of them, right? Because that's not going to help you grow, and, like Wiggum said, Jay said, you know, you know, I don't want to say that's shallow, right? Certain things are shallow, but yeah, like we need to get out of certain shallow thinkings and stuff like that and just try to, think of each other as the kings and the queens that we really are, and just want better for yourself. And I think if you really do, it will come out. It will come out for you being strong. Being strong is, I think, just, doing the things you want to do, and focusing on your dreams, if you want to call them dreams, because they are not dreams. If you just want them, you just go for it, and sensibly, baby steps, small steps. You don't just get there like that, right? Like like, do you want me to tell you that I failed one of the exams to go when I after all that too? Yeah, I had to write the flipping entrance exam twice, B,
It's
and
real
me not
life.
dumb. But because your brain scatter, you
You
know
have
what I'm
so much
saying? So
going on that
Yes, too
sometimes
much.
it's you might miss a this that. It's like damn, and it
too
Yes,
much
probably just
things
gives you
going on. Too
yeah,
much
that
things going
motivation.
on.
Like, well, you know what? Now I
Right.
gotta focus even more.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Tasha,
Yes,
Tasha.
baby.
So I have a question.
Yes,
I,
baby.
yes, darling. First off, you're beautiful,
You are
and
too.
I
A
love your.
happy birthday.
I love you. Thank you, dueling, and I love your vibe. I love your energy. I love everything, and I hear the Jamaican in you. So while go on my sister, I love your vibe. So big up yourself.
Thank
Yes.
you.
But I have one something that came to me was when it comes to women, right? Um, Especially black women, they tend to say the stigmatism for us as black women is we're always so angry, and we're all and you understand what I mean, the word angry. To you as a black woman, if somebody was to turn to you, whether it's in your workplace, at home, or wherever, was to turn to you and say, based on your reaction on a situation that they may have caused, and they call you angry, what to you is anger? Like when somebody says that to you, what does that do to you? Because I know with other women it may frustrate them, but what does it do to you when somebody calls you an angry black woman?
Well, it makes me angry, first of all. It makes me angry. And a lot of the times at work, what I do, because that's the style, what I do, not really at work, but in the industries, right? You speak up or you say something and oh, she's mad. Or before somebody says anything to you, they're like, don't get mad, right? What I actually start doing is I say that. I said, I know I'm going to be the angry black woman right now. And I kind of be very sarcastic about it. Because a lot of the times when you realize what I'm saying or the viewpoint I have, I'm not being angry. I'm just being clear and assertive. And because of that, it comes across angry to you. And I kind of already understand that whole angry black woman thing. So when it happens to me, in a business arena, I kind of just really don't act angry, right? You really don't act angry. You smile, you lower your tone, and you really flip it upon them, because not because I'm being direct and I'm being assertive means I'm angry, especially when you're wrong, right? And that's the thing. My mom was saying it to my daughter's dad the other day. We were at like dinner, Mother's Day dinner, and she was, he was getting mad about the COVID and the vaccines and everything. And, she was saying that's the thing with a lot of us people, a lot of the points he was making were 100% valid, but it's the delivery, right? It's the delivery. And, we don't want to get into the years of oppression and why we speak the way we do. And of course, da 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 da, but it's a thing. So we as women too, I'm not saying we have to fix ourselves, but you do have to realize that there's a stigma that one wants to put on you. So you don't give them the stigma. right? You just don't give them the
Exactly.
stigma. You don't need to, and when you almost let them know, when I'm angry, you guys don't really want to see that, you know. And
That
me play
it's
them
it's
stuff
it's
for
crazy
Tasha
because
video. Me do that
everybody
all the while at work. Me play two
it's
video
crazy.
from when me a DJ for make them see how me really get bad. So for make them know say anyway, or you ever see me around here, you never see me mad yet, right? So
Tasha, it's kind of crazy because we know women are strong. We want them to be strong, but then we get intimidated when they
right.
show their strength.
Right.
I
Right.
don't know
And
what what it is.
right away when they show their strength, it's anger,
And it
right?
just
yeah,
like you said, they show their strength, and it's like, whoa, why you so angry? So
yeah.
I don't know what it
I
is.
I
Yeah, and when you're not used to the strength, you just get nervous. You understand?
no, but I always tell
No,
them
but
like when they used to say that to me at work, like, oh my God, why are you so angry? I used to say, I'm not, or why are you talking to me like that? I'm not talking to you anyway. I'm being professionally rude because the way I
Right,
actually want to
right,
talk to you, I cannot,
right,
but I'm in a professional environment. So what you're doing is being professionally rude. In a way, you're letting them know what it is, but at the
right,
same time, you know
right,
your place.
right,
So
right.
I have one last thing before Jada Man gets into it. If um if you had to pick one word to describe yourself, what would it be and why? As a powerful black woman, if you had to choose one word, what would it be and why? Am I frozen?
I don't
Is
know.
it or any word that you could say would describe you?
I don't want to say mysterious, but I would, and not in a coy way either, but more in a way that it's like it's sometimes it's dawns on me to know, like even what Jackie was saying, how some of these things are possible for me to do, what I mean, consistently, keeping strong, because it's not all the time, like I was gonna say, we're not strong all the while, like I'm glad that you guys want to like say that to me, but I really wanted to say that's like not the feeling all the time, right? So it's really mysterious, I would say mystery, and just to the type of person I am, I'm always wondering, and thinking, and just it's like things are just a mystery to me. So I guess that's why I'm always searching and doing more, and just trying to fulfill the most that I can.
Amazing. I like that. Mysterious. I like that. Mysterious lady.
all
I like
right. No, it was a big conversation, Tasha Roses.
Anytime,
Glad
hey,
to finally meet you.
you too, Jay.
Um,
What's
for
up?
sure, for sure. So we gotta keep things rolling, but your presence was definitely felt. We want to know what is up next for Miss Tasha Roses. What do you got going on? Let them know how they can reach you.
You
Do your
can
thing.
find me on social media. We're on all social media, Guns N' Roses, Tasha Roses, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, YouTube. And we're just gonna be doing some Rose Garden is our next thing. It's been a thing. Rose Garden is myself and the other females that are in the sound, and friends. So just come by and swing by. We will be just having a good time. And yeah, we'll let you know when it's ready. We're just trying to have a proper space because of the COVID and everything and stuff like that. It's really whack and stuff. So that is just coming very shortly. So other than that, yeah, and that's gonna be fun because that's gonna be everything that everybody knows Guns N' Roses for, which is like food most of all, and stuff like that. So you guys get your taste buds ready, and for the food.
Food and vibes,
Yes,
good music.
lots of good stuff, good music, good talking. A whole bunch of different stuff that I think a lot of people are interested in females for.
And Tasha, let them know about the spot in Ajax as well,
Oh
in
yes,
case you need
so
any family
yes,
services.
I mean anything, any consultation, anything you need, We are at Ajax Crematorium and Visitation Center. It is a family-owned funeral home. It's in Ajax, right across the street from Rum Diaries. So if you're familiar with that area, even if you're in the Scarborough area, because as opposed to maybe going that way, you can come east this way as well, right? So it's always it's a beautiful facility. We cater to all denominations, all religions, and like I said, you have your girl up in the place there. So if there's anything you ever need, it's been a blessing for me to be able to serve some of my friends already and people that I know just within the community, just by chance, right? They come in there and they're like, roses, and it's like it's actually a blessing to be able to take care of friends and family in that aspects and their loved ones. So it's really like that has really been, I'm about to cry, but because it's really been great for me to like I said, transition to be a director and to be able to help families and in times like this. And COVID is messed up, and it's really messed up, and it's really sad for a lot of families. So condolences to all the families out there that have lost somebody. So
Yeah. I was actually creeping your page a couple months ago, and I actually seen a lot of people bigging you up and saying that you did a great job helping their family and things like that, and they were surprised they
yeah,
seen you and
yeah.
you did a great job. So I just want to shout you out, Tasha
Thank
Roses.
you.
Thank
Thank
you
you.
from the bottom of our hearts for taking the time out of your busy and progressive schedule
No
to
problem.
join us on the Viewpoint Show. You gave us a lot of great information, tips, and shared a lot of personal stories. And again, we want to thank you for taking the time and joining us.
Thanks for having me. You guys have a good night. Jay, you have a good night. Brooklyn, honey, and we be safe.
All
Holla.
right.
All right, bye.
Bless.
Wash your
Safe,
hands.
girl. Yes.
People, bless up Tasha Roses, bless up Tasha Roses. A lot of great information, a lot of great stories. Um, I don't want to delay too long because we have another exceptional, amazing lady that has been patiently waiting in the lobby. Now, I have had the great pleasure of working with this lady about 2 years ago, and it was a joy. And when we started to put out the ads for this show, the amount of feedback we got about this lady was overwhelming. So I would like to bring on Miss Elaine Robison of Ghetto Stories. Welcome to the show and thank you for joining us. Jada, man, take it over.
Greetings, greetings.
Mama Alien.
Greetings.
One of their pardon. Greetings, greetings.
You ready?
Me ready.
Okay. Now, this is a woman that has traveled. Her name is synonymous with strength. And so we wanted you to anchor this conversation. So this is our last guest for those that are watching, but not the least. So the first question I have, and you know what? Because I see a intergenerational thing happening here with you
I love it. I
and then
love it.
Brooke and the
I'm
ladies
crazy about Brooklyn.
and then Brooklyn. So Brooklyn, I want you to ask.
I'm in love with Brooklyn.
Yeah, you like her. God, you could
I'm in
see
love her
you.
bad.
You could
Me,
see
me
you in
love
her.
her.
You could see you back in the
Yeah,
day. Yeah,
one little fireball. One
yeah,
little fire. Me like
yeah.
fire. She just fiery.
A true a Brooklyn that.
So
Yes,
Brooke,
man. She
ask.
fiery.
I
Me
need you
love
to.
it.
I need you to ask that question. What makes you boom, boom, boom? That's for you.
Oh,
Ask her.
as in what makes me strong?
Yep. We're gonna let Brooklyn ask you that. I need that transition. Oh, you're on mute. Unmute, Brooklyn. Go ahead.
Can you hear me now? Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. We can. No, now you're on. We can hear you. Go ahead.
You can hear me?
I can hear
Okay.
you.
Oh, okay. So my question is, yes, I love you too, darling. We need to sip some tea one day and talk some tea as well. But before we
You
get into
understand.
that,
Me love your vibes, baby girl. I love your vibes. I'm a vibes girl, and I love vibes, and I love your vibes and your energy.
thank
Love
you.
it.
So my question to you is, what makes you so strong and powerful?
Strong and powerful. Oh my goodness. I think my strength comes from owning my story. and that's where my strength comes from. I own my story in the sense of my imperfection rules my world.
Mm,
I wear no S on my chest because I'm super nothing in
mm.
that sense, because a lot of our women, especially black women, have been walking around with these S's on our chests like Superman, and we're dying. So I own that, to say that that's one thing I don't do. So I think that's that's my superpower.
Can you repeat that one more time for the people, for the ladies way in the back that probably had in their AirPods and it wasn't, wasn't charged up? Please, one
But
more
hold
time,
on. So,
because
Mama
they
Yes,
Elaine.
yes.
So am I to believe that when we were making this advertisement, because I'm listening to Tasha and I'm listening to you as well, and maybe me and Jada and Brooklyn, where when we said what makes you so strong, we're uh, is part of the issue that we're putting too much pressure on you guys.
No, so the conversation is about education. So we were educated with this whole strength, and you got to be strong, and you got to be strong, and we were breaking down, right? And like the sister before me, Roses, am I saying her name?
Yeah, Tasha Roses.
Tasha Roses, and I got to big her up because I'm sitting here and I'm in love with everybody you guys brought on, because they were so real in regards to the stories. So we were educated backwards in the sense of this whole I've got to be strong, I'm waving the strong, I'm the everything, and we're falling apart because we're not having the right conversations, right? And somewhere along the line, somebody told us, or we got this idea that it was we need to be these powerhouses, right? And we were powerhouses in the wrong spaces, because we were powerhouses using our health. Our health was diminishing. We were in powerhouses at home trying to hold down families. Our families were falling apart because we were here, there, and everywhere trying to hold them down. So lots of things got misguided, misinformation. Me sisters I know that were on depression medication, anxiety medication, all kind of things happening, and they weren't allowed. They didn't use a lot of the resources, and they didn't allow themselves to break down. So they just kept going, kept going, kept going, and when they broke down, they were in emergencies, and some of them
Yeah.
never made it out.
Because it's just too much, too
Yeah,
much.
it's too much.
So, when you made your opening statement, we had Miss Makila. She said that that was powerful. The
Yeah.
statement. Oh, is you
Yeah,
see
it
there it says,
was.
"Wow, that's powerful." So she said
Yes.
that was powerful. The piece I want to ask you now is, you've been in the city a long time. Everybody,
Me the pan road long time. Me
yeah,
do
the
road.
paro, you do,
Me do road.
yeah,
She
you
do
Me
trod
do
road.
long
road.
time, you
Me
trod
do
long time.
me do
See,
road before it was cool to say that.
you see it. So
Yeah.
here's the thing. Um, what your story is deep. It has depth.
Oh
It
gosh.
has,
Hmm.
so we can't go into every facet of it. But
No
what I want
man.
to know is what led you to go into the direction of I gotta do for my community. I gotta give back. I gotta be eventually walk into Mama Elian's shoes. What was
Oh
that?
my.
What was that for you? What happened?
Um. It led to me, a young lady putting a knife in my back, and put me in intensive care for about 6 weeks with ten bags of blood, and the doctor looking at my mom, telling my mom, I'm not sure what's happening here. She's gonna make it. They operated on me on the stretcher with no anesthetic, most of
Us
it.
too. Us too.
And when I came out of that, everything that I thought I knew, I didn't. Everybody around me that I thought were friends, I realized that they all knew that this young lady was deciding what she wanted to do to me before anybody even had the nerve to tell me. So I had to reevaluate my entire world. It was a reevaluation of my entire world, nothing that I knew. I was doing community, um, but it wasn't really, I wasn't entrenched. I saw many things. I broke many rules, which I still continue to do, but I wasn't entrenched deeply just yet. And after I came out of that, and I said, I had to have make that decision where, it was a conversation with Father God, like why there was be a reason why you decided that was not the end for me.
Yeah.
So I've started to attach myself to things and people that I felt were influencers in community.
Hmm.
So I ended up at Toronto Housing. I met Miss Gina Augustine, and she was just, oh, I like you. You know what I mean? I just met some really good people who started to, they saw the feistiness that like beautiful Brooklyn over there.
Brooklyn. Yeah.
They took me under their wing. I had teachers that said to me, we just love the way you can just open your mouth and this room is full of people. So they just started, pouring into me, like really pouring into me with expectation that, I'm expecting after this, something good's going to happen for you.
So you
And
you
they
use
just kept,
that energy.
yeah. And they just kept pouring into me. And I said, they don't know me, but they love me. And this love that they have for me, I can't disappoint them. I
Mm,
can't disappoint them. So
mm,
that's where the foundation got built. Right,
yeah.
right in my neighborhood,
Hmm.
right in my as a community center right next door to where I lived. And
Yeah.
the folks just kept pouring into me. A beautiful gentleman, and his name is Ben O'Barg. May his soul rest. And I walk up to him and I said to him, "How come nobody looks like me inside here? I want a job." He says, "What do you do?" I said, "I can dance." Yo, I'm a bad time, a big time dancer.
Yeah.
But I
Brooklyn a dancer, you know.
yeah, yeah, and there was a desk job. And back in those days, this was 1986. So back in those days, the social service would pay an organization to have a person in the community on a 1 year contract, right? So they brought me in, and I told them what I wanted to do, and I had a little dance group. And my little dance group, I started to teach. I started to learn a lot of things. So they say each one teach one. So from you learn, you must teach. So I started to show him. My daughter was the driving force behind that. So me and her, we would dance. So I brought the other kids in. I started to teach them every kind of dancing I knew. I taught them, and I named her little group Young Ragamuffins. You
Hmm.
understand? But the
Hmm.
ragamuffin was play on words, because in between that, I taught them their Black history. We toured Toronto. We opened up for Mishimi would come up down and visit us all the time. We opened up for Jamaica Day. Every event that was around the GTA, they were calling me and my Elaine, can you and the Ragamuffins come? And that was the foundation. And it was just from people just believing before they believe in me, I had to believe in me. So I had to say these folks reach out to something. So I have to continue to build this foundation.
Yeah.
So
Deep, deep. So
yeah,
from there it just.
it just kept evolving. It just kept evolving. I would go in places, and I was sophisticated roughneck, and I say it with love because I
Hmm.
I, I was fearless.
I like
Like
that one.
I'm a sophisticated roughneck. I was fearless. I still am fearless. You understand? But like Roses says, you learn how to tone it according to the environments that you're in. You
Hmm.
understand? So I would go in places and I'd be like, yo, I eat at things that one I do. And I remember one of the ladies said to me, Elaine, your message is beautiful, but we're not all idiots, and we would like to help you. You understand? And I would say, "Yo, bun that," and I would walk, and they'd be like, "Elaine,
Right
you
now.
know, you can't talk like that." And I'd be like, "Okay, all right, cool, and show me what wanna say, like, wanna deal with." And they would invite me and my youths to places, and I'd be like, you invite my youth, then you better have good food for feed, how we not eat no pizza,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And I would do things like that. And when I worked for the city, they had this behavior where them like figure with nosebleed seat. So I say, yo, Bridget, everybody in the hood have a big dirty TV. We
Mm.
can sit down and see everything. So if you give a ticket, just because we're poor, don't ramp. If you give a ticket, you will behind.
Make sure them
You want behind home
Make
bench.
sure we
You
can
want
see it.
behind. Yeah. So they did that.
I was
So
about to say, that if Mama Elaine said them probably get the good tickets after too, you know.
yeah, we
It's
did. We
funny.
did. We got behind. We got behind home bench.
See,
No,
We got
but
right behind home bench. That's where, because I said if you're giving something to somebody, right? Just because you might think they can't afford it doesn't mean you have to give them
give them
crumbs,
the worst. Yeah,
it's a
exactly.
right?
fact.
So if you're gonna give me something, I'd rather you not give me nothing
Nothing
than
at all.
want to give me crumbs. I'm not taking your crumbs, Bridget. And that's what I do
Gentlemen,
with the youth them. And I
gentlemen,
would
that
tell
don't
them,
sound like me.
yeah, it
Say
was
that.
about advocating, teach them how to advocate. I had to learn to advocate for myself,
Hmm.
right? And then I had some good people around me who, they saw the sophisticated roughneck. They're like, oh my God, she's raw, but she gets things done.
Hmm.
You know,
It's the
Hmm.
yeah,
realness. They like the
yeah,
realness.
Yeah.
yes,
And I know from there you worked with a lot of big organizations.
oh
You
yes,
you you spoke at many big forums, many big events. You've been
yes,
motivational speaking. You've been mentoring. You've been
yes.
pretty much everything to the city over the last.
I,
How many years have you been doing this work now?
This year will make 38.
38. Yeah, exactly. You see,
Yeah,
and you just gave us a piece. That's what I'm saying.
documented.
We can't even get into it, but we know it's documented history, right?
Yes,
So Brooklyn, I want to go to Brooklyn for the next question here.
yeah. So I have a question. So first off, Jada Man's always, you see everything that she said? Jada Man's always telling me that. Weren't you telling me that the other day? Like when sometimes I come across Jada Man's like, no, Brooklyn, you cannot speak to the people them like that. You have
yes,
to
yes,
speak to the people
yes,
them like this. He
yes,
does that to me all the
yes,
time. So I know
yes.
exactly what you're talking about. Wig sometimes gives me
Oh
that
yes,
look like Brooklyn. I understand what you're saying, but we can't come across like that. We
yes,
can't do that. So I
yes.
understand that. So when it comes to myself, like, I love, people love coming to me and asking me like questions, and I always send out motivational stuff to like my girlfriends and things of that nature, and I'm always helping people with situations and stuff like that. How you said that you've been in the community working very hard, working at these places and stuff like that. How does somebody like myself or other females like ourselves get involved? Like, how do we get somebody, like, we've been doing all these events and stuff like that, but we're not where we want to be? What is some advice that you can give to us to help us get our other foot in the door, not just one
So
foot?
number one thing you have to do, you have to be patient. That is the first thing. So anything that you're doing, just do it authentically and move slow. You see the turtle just move and stick out his head just to say, yeah, I'm in the right direction. That's it. You have to be patient and study the places that you want to go, right? Anything in a hurry and anything with too much curry in a hurry, you don't want that.
You make
You don't
hurry,
want that.
yes.
Yeah, you just, you know what I mean? Anything rush get crushed. You see me?
Yo.
Anything rush get crushed. Remember that. So just take your time and surround yourself in places and spaces with people who are like-minded, right? So if you're building something, you have three type of foundation that you build with. If you build on sand, water wash it away. You build on sticks, as little fire touch it, it burn down. You see how when the house them burn down, them have to go take bulldoze and bulldoze down the brick. Those are the type of foundations that you want to build around you, right? So not because it look flashy and fancy, because right now a lot of things look very flashy and very fancy, and at the end of it, it has no foundation, right? So take your time with it, study it. You understand? And pay attention to all the people that have done it before you. Because there's lots of things that people have been there, done that before you did it. Before
Mm,
I did it. There's people that's been there, done that. We just have to study them,
mm.
right? Don't start them though. Don't start them. Study them. There's a
Don't
difference.
start them. Study them.
Don't start
I
them.
like that.
Don't
Don't
start
start
them.
them. Study
Don't
them.
Don't
start
start
them.
them.
Don't
Study them.
start them. Study them. Study them. Show up in places that you know that they're. Watch how they move. You know what I mean? Like I was listening to Roses, and she's talking about other things. Like just watch you move in certain places and spaces that people are watching you, right? And the
All the
young lady
time.
before that, people are watching. And just as though they're watching you, is so you watch them. You understand? With that keen, I'm ready to learn. Oh, I see. I saw it go. And there's
Yeah,
many doing it. So that's what you have to do. But you be patient with yourself. I hope I
Thank
answered the
you.
question for you.
Yes, you did. You
Hmm.
really did. So I sorry, I know the guys want to talk to you, but I'm gonna hog you for a little bit before I go over to them.
That's all right. My
So
lovely. You have
so the
me.
next so my next question is, when it comes to females, it's really hard for us. You're a big one, so you've seen
Yes.
it all. You understand what I mean. You've been through
Yes.
that, the trenches, so you know what it is. So as a female, we find it very extremely hard as women, because in the society, in our society, they tend to put women against women, and they never like to put men against men. But for some reason, it's always, if a female is, great at this, a great singer, they're always trying to put a next great singer next to her and try to see who's better. But when it comes to men, it's like, okay, all of them are great singers. So what how hard did you ever come across, like, working with somebody, another female, that it was hard? Or when it comes to you, it's like, it doesn't matter who you're working with, male or female, it is what it is, type stuff,
Well,
like,
well,
how do you?
I'm gonna put it as raw and as real as I can to you, because that's who I am. First of all, me and woman never agree.
Mm,
Me and women never agree for years of my life, right? Because number one, I was a tomboy. So because of that, I couldn't get with the fancy. The females were fancy, they wear fancy hair and fancy things, and I was not into any of those things, right? It took me till the day I was getting married to put makeup on my face, and they wouldn't let me wear my running shoes, so I had to put on a high heel. It took me 2 weeks to practice to walk into that thing, that I could able to say, okay, I won't drop down. You understand? So I was not I was not a female um girly type. So when I got around females now, they didn't like that about me. They couldn't stand that. So me and them were always in some type of war. And if their man, and if worse, if a man was involved, because if their man was involved, it would be like, yo, you come look my man. And I'm just like, oh dear, man, I don't even see him. I don't even see him. Right? So those are some of the things that I experienced with the females around. So they didn't understand how powerful we are, or we could be, if we are together. So they would rather spend time, you know, fighting each other down. And they did that. And even now, as a grown woman, I still have those experiences in some of the places that I've worked. We still haven't, I don't know where or we picked that up from. You understand? Because I'm surrounded by some of the most beautiful and powerful women that have nurtured me, uplifted me, and I never felt like I was in any type of competition or anything. But in some of those workplaces and spaces, but the insecurity is not so much on you, it's on them.
oh,
They're
that's a
insecure
fact.
about themselves. When you see people behavior, it's not about you, it's about things that they're lacking in themselves. So
That's a
you come
fact.
in Brooklyn, you're a strong, vibrant, you have energy, and people gravitate to you. Some people just don't like that. You know, have to do people nothing for them to not like you.
That's a fact.
Right? Should I be speaking English, or do I need translation?
No,
Like,
no, no.
No,
all right.
no,
Because I don't
We're
want,
don't worry.
no.
The way them
because
things that
when,
work, we all
yes,
can throw captions after
yes,
for you
when I'm
understand.
passionate,
no, we're good.
I can't speak English.
No,
When the
so
passion leads me, yeah.
Yeah, we're
no,
good.
I totally understand what you're saying.
Yes,
I
So
agree.
I don't know your audience, so I'm just honored to be. I noticed it was a lot of young people, so I'm like, I don't want to scare them. I don't want to scare them off.
Who understand them? Not for
so
understand.
so you know
Yes,
what? Let me touch on that insecurity piece, right? So for those women that are insecure, I mean, I think a lot of people have insecurities. Probably everybody has some sort of
hmm
insecurity. How does a woman build on her insecurities, where she's no longer insecure and she's moving towards being secure in whatever it is that she's insecure about?
I can only speak for myself. So for the longest time in my life, my insecurity came from the fact that I didn't have papers, as in certificates and diplomas. I didn't have any of those. So I was in places and spaces, and I went to the library and I read up on things. I'm that person. I'm a read, I'm a make sure I have the knowledge. So when they come start talking to me, you know what I mean? The guys used to call me, yo, you sound like Malcolm X, you're Mrs. X. So I was that person, right? But when I went into certain platforms, I didn't have I didn't have a high school diploma. I didn't have a college diploma. So for the longest time, I was very insecure in certain places because they when the conversations were done, I remember, they'd say, "Oh, and what university did you go to?" And I'd be like, "I haven't even been to high school yet, for real." And but I was careful who I said that to. You know what I mean? So I had to own my own insecurity. And what did I do with that? I walked away from, a big job that at that time was paying some big money. And I walked into SCAS and I said, I'm here for my high school diploma. And they said, you get credits for being whatever. I said, I want to start exactly where I left off. I left off in grade 9. So I went back, did what I had to do, and then I started feeling more secure. And then when that was done now, it was time for college. So at 36, I got a high school diploma. At 41, I got a college diploma. And I saw the way of people behave towards me, because some people were like, they didn't believe that I didn't have that. And then you had the other ones where, oh, wow, now you can, no, it's like almost, I can invite you to the table now because you got the documents. So, but
But
I had to own that. That was my own insecurity, because they couldn't business one way or the other.
so
But that was for me.
it's interesting how you mentioned how, like you said, you you were in the spaces that you needed to be in. You were around notoriable people that somebody in your position wanted to be in, but and they're looking at you saying, she's with us, she's one of us, she has all these university credentials, but you're just to yourself, you're saying, oh my gosh, you don't want to reach out as much as you can because
Hmm.
of that insecurity. So from what I
Yes.
understand, it was when you made that decision to say, you know
Hmm.
what, I'm not going to let this insecurity hold me back. At my age, I'm going to go back to school, start from where I left off. And just like you said, at that point, I think you said it opened up a lot more opportunities for you.
Yes, it did. But let me be real with you, right? But, a situation happened, and my feelings hurt, and it was really hurt. We were at a meeting, and them times I was working for the race relations department, and we were the manager was introducing us, and I remember this like it was yesterday, and this was 80, probably 89, and he was introducing us, and he said, "This is Dale, and Dale has a degree in criminology, and this is Elaine, but she's just really good with the youths."
Oh, yeah.
And yo, it's like the man cut out my belly bottom, because I've been telling him that I want to go back to school. But here's a joke though. Dale knew nothing. I was the one that was training Dale on everything. Oh, the only thing she had that was beautiful, bright and shiny
Was that credential?
was that credential. Right? But do you see the introduction?
Yeah.
This is Dale, and she has a degree in criminology. This is Elaine. She's just really good
He's
with the
just
youth.
really good with the youth.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see how, like, to other people it may not have meant nothing, and they're probably like, "Oh, Elaine, yes, she's great with the youth." But to you, you're like, "I know I'm more than just good with the youths. I'm
Yes.
training this person that you gave this
Yes.
introduction to, and I'm
Yes.
just good with the youth."
Yes.
Yeah, you
Yes.
and a big thing that you said through all of this with the insecurity. There's just two pieces. One piece is, yeah, um paperwork matters in this society. It
Yes,
does.
it does.
It does matter. I know that,
It
you
does.
know that. I think we all know
Yes.
that the paperwork, and when we're saying
Yes.
paperwork, we're talking credentials with your name on it. So if you
Yes.
have to go through it for a year,
Hmm.
2 years, three. Just go through it.
Yes.
Short term sacrifice for long term gain.
Yes.
And the next piece that spoke to me, and I wrote it down here, was that you basically said acknowledge your insecurity,
Yes.
change it, or leave it alone.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Acknowledge it. If it's there, it's bothering you, acknowledge it. Okay, you're one with it, you're aware of it. Now, what are you going to do about it? You could either do something or leave it alone.
Yes.
And if you leave it alone, you better leave it alone. Like, stop talking
Yes.
about it, stop addressing it. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So that's what I got from what you said there.
But
Because it
but
comes back to, it comes back to haunt you. If you say that you've left it, then you have to leave it alone. But every time you're in places and spaces where you get reminded of it, you know what I mean, and then you get defensive because you know when somebody says something and they remind you, and you're like, yo, idiot, let go that, and then they come back again with it, and you realize that you have not fully let it go. Then it's gonna keep coming, and it keeps coming, and it keeps coming to the point where there are moments where you're gonna show ignorance with it. And you'll be in the wrong place, and somebody says the wrong thing, and you just want to take off
Yeah,
them
and
face.
because it's eating you on the
Yes,
inside. Yes, you
yes,
acknowledged it, but
yes.
you didn't get past it.
No,
So yeah,
no.
you're trying to mask it, and then somebody's gonna say something that's gonna set you off, and then
Yes,
boom, here comes this
yes,
angry black woman or whatever you want to
yes,
call it, and
yes,
angry black woman.
yes,
We're always angry. That's what they
yeah,
yes.
say. We're always angry.
So I was telling me not angry. Me never angry. Me just passionate, right?
Yeah. See,
I'm
thank
never angry.
you.
I
and
am
that's the
very
same thing
passionate,
Tasha
and
said.
the more passionate I get, is the
The
louder my
more,
voice. The
yes.
louder my voice comes. So if you are around me and a couple when we get loud and we get excited and yeah man and I've had people, Elaine, are you okay? Is something happening? Are you guys fighting? And we're like, no, we're just happy and we're
Jada,
excited.
I
Yeah.
am so happy that you're saying that. Did you hear what she said, Jada Man? I don't know if you heard that, sir. It's
I
not that
missed
I
it.
am angry, okay? It's that I am very passionate about what I'm speaking about. When it comes to certain things, you know how passionate I get when it comes to certain things. When it comes to dancing, when it comes to music, when it comes to acting, when it comes to hosting, when there's certain things I'm talking about that I'm really, really passionate about, my voice will get a little bit louder and stuff
Yeah.
like that. But I'm not mad. I'm
Mhm.
just passionate about it. That's it.
All right.
That's about it.
So let me segue with that. Um, so Mama Elaine, I'm gonna
Yeah.
ask you a question here.
Hmm.
So please describe for me or give me the attributes of a woman, of a strong woman. What are some of the attributes that she must have to survive and thrive?
To be strong, you have to be fearless, unapologetically fearless. So whatever it is that you're doing, you take it on full strength. You're not looking back, and you know, no vulgarity. I'm not trying to get vulgar, but you just can't give a shit as to what anybody thinks. Because if you're gonna be strong, right, understand that you can't be wrong and strong, right? You
Strong
got to be
and strong.
strong, right? You can't be wrong and strong. You got to be strong and and passionate about what it is that you do and believe in what it is that you do and understand what all that means. So you take that with you everywhere, everywhere that you go. That is what is going to make you solid. So you can't be wishy-washy. You can't be yet yesterday and tomorrow. You know what I mean? So you gotta be strong and be solid in the things that come out of your mouth, in the actions that you do, in everywhere that you go. You can't show up half-ass. You gotta be there all the time, all the time. And the presentation is number one, right? But if it's not authentic, it's not gonna stand. So you have to be authentic in the strength.
Mm, if it's not authentic, it isn't gonna stand.
It
Big
isn't gonna
point.
No.
stand. So you flaky. You flake off. Like if you know they're going on a certain things and they're expecting a certain thing from you, and then you get flaky, then they'll see that that's not real.
That's a fact.
You know what I mean? They'll see it. I'll tell them when I go to places, this is my expectation, right? And I'm gonna speak, and I always tell them, if you have any sensitive people in the audience, tell them to sit at the back, because I don't want to be talking and watching them. May I say something and them I roll them eye and me forgot see them to me go engage in a conversation with them. You know what I mean? So if I have any sensitive people, let them understand what they're coming into. Let them hold on to their sensitivity. Nothing wrong with that, but address it when it's needed. Right? So don't if I say something, no, if I say black woman, I might have said black woman, but not all black women. I'm not here to represent all black women. I'm here to represent me, Elaine, aka Miss Ghetto Story. That's who I'm here to represent, right? But I stand, but as Maya Angelou said, I came as one, but I stand as 10,000. So I stand strong for my sisters. I stand strong for them.
Yes,
And that's what
yes.
we have to do. We have to stand strong for each other, authentically strong, not wishy washy.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? And that bandwagon fan thing. Me like her, so me jump on it. Idiot things that. Right? So we have to stand solid all the way across the not for when it looks good.
Yeah.
Nope.
So
Mama
go
Elaine,
ahead, read
Mama
that.
Elaine, Mr. Blacks from Black Reaction said, "What's up?"
That's my sweetheart.
He
My
said
one
more
and
than that.
only.
He said more
That's
than
my
that. Put it up.
that's
Put it
my
up.
that's my
Blacks.
sweetheart.
I put it up already. He said it's a pleasure to see you on the platform.
Oh, it's an honor
Yeah.
to be here. You see, from the other day, and I'm a put it out there. From the other day, I've been having some real deep conversations with some young people, because when you reach a certain age and stage, and the way I love young people, I've been asking a lot of them, am I still relevant to
Mm,
you? Because I find that when you mentioned it when we got on here, when you said intergenerational, because the
mm-hmm.
young lady that came on is just a couple, what, a year or two older than my oldest,
Mm-hmm.
right? So I'm looking and I'm listening and I'm saying, I know I have a lot of value left in me. I
Of
know I
course.
have a lot of love for young people, but this thing that we don't seem to be able to communicate with each other, because you got things that I need to learn from you, and I have
Mhm.
things in here that I need to share with you.
Exactly.
Right? So I've been having this conversation. So when I got invited to be on this platform, and I'm looking, I'm here praying. Trust me, me not lie to no. Me I pray all day. Me I pray on the sites them, and I'm seeing a lot of young people. So
Mm.
I'm saying, all right. I feel honored to be at this table, because I've been called moms throughout my entire. I got that name moms when I was like 32.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? So I will put number them there. You understand?
Yeah.
So when you tried in certain, you have certain numbers. So I'm just listening and I'm saying, am I still relevant? But when I got on and I've been listening to everybody, and I said, yes, I am still relevant, because there's so much that we still don't know about each other. And there's still so much that we have to learn from each other. But we have to be open,
And with
open.
yes, and with that said, tell us a bit about ghetto stories.
Oh my goodness.
People may have been hearing this going around, and you said you miss ghetto stories. So please let us know what that's about and what's next for Miss
You see the
Elaine
smile from my
Robinson.
face, me a skin teeth. All 32 of them, you see. Mm. So,
Yes.
ghetto, getting higher education to teach others. Number
Mm.
one, I'm redefining how we use and understand that word. Because everywhere we go, when we hear, as I say, ghetto, somebody go start call out Jane and Finch, Regent, or Malvern. No, it's beyond that. It's us telling our powerful stories of people who've overcome from insurmountable odds. Ghetto has nothing to do with white people, black people, green people. It has to do with the journey. It's all about the journey. And yes, there is a moment when being from a hood, adds to it. But that's not the be all that ends all to what ghetto story is all about. So I'm showcasing the stories of people, showcasing my story first, because people need to see and know it, because you're hearing a lot about this, so you need to hear about the foundation of a person that has a story. So I'm telling my story out there for young people, especially, and young women, to just own your story. own your story and move with it. And as each step that you go at certain age, you don't go through stuff anymore. We grow through stuff now. We just grow through things. We not go through nothing. Leave that for the other people. Them. We don't go through nothing. We're growing through. So we have to learn from each other, learn from what all our brethrens them. I've seen brethrens and sisterins who have gone through some things. You know what I mean? Because I said I did the whole 90s hustle, you know, on the corner, I do the thing while me are working at people in place, I do my hustle. Been there,
Mm,
done that, right? And I saw what it did. I saw a lot of people in my age group, the hustling. None of we know nothing for sure for the hustle now. You understand?
mhm,
We should have been building empires. So now we have to learn financial management. Now
mhm,
we have to learn what it means to, we have to take our stories, go backwards. So they say, in order to go know where you're going, you need to know where you're coming from. So that's the foundation of the story. Where are we coming from? You know what I mean? And why is it that we're still where we're at, having these same conversations?
mhm,
What are we missing? So that's what the ghetto story is all about. Can we have these powerful conversations? Can I look at the young people like this beautiful firehouse here and just hug her through? I'm hugging her,
mhm,
hugging her just by seeing and listening, because I see that there's so much growth. Two powerful young black men sitting on a platform talking about the things that are going on in our community. That's powerful.
mhm,
You know what I mean? That's what the ghetto story is all about. Higher education. What is higher education? Education for me, street first, because I learned everything that I needed to learn in the street before I arrived at any institution.
Life experience.
Yes. So we have to understand and package it. Don't be afraid of it. When I
mhm,
go in certain places, people used to make me feel uncomfortable. Oh my God, you're so young and you have kids. There's a moment where my last two and my grandson was in the same daycare.
mhm,
And he hold up his hand and grandma, and they'd be like, "Grandma, who's your grandma?" You know what I mean?
mhm,
I'm like, I am. I'm the grandma. My grandma 36, and let's
mhm,
talk. Like be owning the stories them enough to learn from them. You know what I mean? And share within your community what that means. So there's somebody out there that needs to have many young women I brought back to SCAS, so they got their grade 12.
mhm,
Because I'll be like, I wanna do.
Well, Mr.
Wanna
Lane, the
sit down
thing
around
is,
your chat. Yeah.
there's a lot of people in the comments that are like co-signing what you're saying and
Yes.
bigging you up, for the things that you're doing. Um, we also one of our guests last week, Tiffany from Brazen Beauties,
Ah,
she's like, make sure you tell me auntie, me say what's up.
my
So
auntie, I'm a
I
little
just
niece that
I
man.
just
I
love
mean,
how all the dots we're doing are just connected. You know what I mean? We had
yes.
Tiffany as a guest last week, and she was talking about her story and talking about her business. And she's
Mm-hmm.
a woman in business that I loved what she was doing. So we had her on, and it's just fitting that we have Auntie Elaine on
What you
next week. So
mean?
Tiffany said to shout you out. So big up Brazen Beauty
Yes.
Toronto. Make sure you guys
mhm.
check them out on the Instagram as
Tell
well.
her tonight I didn't get to put on my pretty girl lashes. Because usually
Ah,
I rock all her gear. I wash my pretty girl lashes and sorry, tonight the hair, cause me was getting ready
Yeah.
to didn't get ready to make y'all see let the edges lay down nicely
sure,
and
sister.
flash up one of them lace
Love
front
you
and go
same
on,
way.
and
Sister,
flash
she
the
So
love
lashes
you.
them because so we have to do it at times.
yeah.
And I want to
So
Yeah.
big up Hotter Fire Can't Cool on the IG as well. We have a lot of people that's tuning in, bigging up Mama Elaine on the
for
for the
sure,
stories and the words. So big up, big up.
for sure. You know what I wanted to mention? So you're talking about the ghetto stories, and there's people don't know that there's power in the story, in storytelling. There's healing in
Just say.
storytelling. You spoke about it. You said that a story, knowing where you came from, meaning intergenerational, hearing from those
Mhm.
that came before you, can
Yes.
help you fill some of those gaps.
Yes.
Help you feel. So a lot of the times when people need a heal, and they're wounded, the wound is open. Right, it needs to be
Yes.
filled. It needs to be
Yes.
filled, and so it could close. So a lot of
Yes.
the times, well, all the time, there's power in storytelling and
Hmm.
factual storytelling and
Yes.
historical context. So
Yes.
Get stories is definitely something that I want everybody to look out for, because I know whoever you're gonna bring to the platform is not gonna be no lackadaisical
Not at all.
joke thing. It's gonna be the
No.
real deal, and it's gonna be authenticity, and it's gonna be a story that will probably leave your mouth on the floor. So
I, I,
we
I say
welcome it.
I say to the especially so for storytelling, um, in order to tell that story, you have to own that story. A lot of us are so busy fronting, you know what I mean? Because we want them to see we a certain way and you gotta look a certain way and be a certain way. And because of that now, they miss out on their authenticity. They reach out, miss out on sharing their true self to the world. And they feel that sometimes when a person know too much about you, you know, they have too much to say, right? But me, I tell people personally, I idiot them there, right? So run them. If I can tell you my story honestly and openly, and you can't see the value in that, then that's not my problem. That's yours. Because so many of us have these stories that we're hiding in places and spaces. We don't want nobody to know what's going on, and then we're dying in our little silos in these corners because we are so afraid of being raw, being real, being open, being honest with our stories. You see, when you start to do that,
Hmm.
you don't understand the freedom. When I arrived at George Brown College, I arrived at George Brown College after trying to go to college 3 times, and in between children, community, it didn't happen. So when it moment happened, and a brethren of mine, and you know him too, Donovan Samuels, right? And Donovan said to me, "Say what? You got the front line work forever. I want to do something. All this work what you do. Sir George Brown, I credit you for all of your work and what you do." And he said to me, "But I don't have any money right now to go school in a city." He said, "Me not ask you about no money, brethren. Meet me." And me have to meet him. I meet him at George Brown College, and we go upstairs, and he tell me to bring my resume, everything. I brought out my resume, everything that I did in the community, because I brought it. And the director looked at me and says, "You did all this?" And I was at first I didn't want to answer. Was she trying to? And I said, "Yes, I did." And she says, "Oh, that means you don't need to go into first year, straight into second year." I
See?
said, "What?" She says, "Straight into second year." So while I was around in the community, I heard all these people talking, "Oh, if you're going to school, we can help you pay." So straight away, I went to AXA. I said, "AXA, I got accepted." AXA says, "How much do you need?" They write me a letter and paid. Then they said they had scholarships, and they listed out all the criteria for the scholarship. I said, "Well, I'm the first second in my family, female. I'm a grandma. I'm this, I'm this." I list out the list. And I sit down there with a young lady, and we wrote it. And when they said, "Oh, by the way, you got the scholarship," I said, "What? Whose scholarship?" She said, "Jean Augustine. You got Jean Augustine." I said, "What? Are you kidding me?" All
But that,
because I did what?
but
I
that's
owned my story. I
but
got
that's
vulnerable and
that's great
owned my
information,
story.
because
Right?
you have some of the viewers that said some of those shared experiences are what helped mold her along the way. Now,
Yes.
as well, right? I want to also just bring up, because you mentioned a couple of things, that a lot of the things that you did in the community in the past helped you get accredited in school, right?
Hmm.
Maybe you can talk about that and let some of the viewers know, because there's a lot of people that have been doing local work in the community but may not have known that it could be used to their benefit in schooling.
Oh,
And
yes.
and hold on, just before you, not even just the community, work within a certain sector. You get what I'm
Yes.
saying? You could be doing all this work for years and years, volunteering and whatnot, and that could work towards what you've been through. So just let them know how that works, or how
Oh,
that
yes.
can work.
Well, volunteering. So my volunteer life began at 13. My mother, you know them Jamaican mother there, you have a mother who have a friend who from Pitney and Pitney in a something you have in it too. So she came and she said, "Ah, what am I do? Yeah, the Pitney them are lay around the house. Big old summer, the hospital up the road there, so make them go volunteer."
Mm.
and we went there and we had to volunteer. So from then I got an understanding as to what volunteering is. Actually, if you go up at where the hospital right up there, Keelan Wilson,
The
if
new
you go up
one.
there,
Hmm.
yeah, you'll see my picture is on the wall.
Or the Western.
Yeah, no, right at off the highway there. I forgot Humber River. I think
Oh,
that's
the
what
new
it's
one.
called.
Yeah, yeah. Sorry.
Yeah,
Yes.
if you go up there, go take a picture. You say me with my pretty afro. Um, yeah,
So
and
hold
that
on,
was
hold on,
Big
hold
up.
on, Mama
Big up.
Elaine, hold on. Let me before you go into the story, just the piece. Here's the critical piece that I need from you.
mm-hmm.
Um, let people know that what you're doing right now, maybe in a capacity where you're not getting paid, you can transfer it potentially to getting credits taken off or getting a
Yes,
year taken off in school. So I think that's
yes.
that piece. Let them know about that piece specifically.
I'm getting
Oh,
to
you're
that.
gonna
I'm
get
getting to
okay,
that. I'm
okay.
getting to that. So volunteering. So everything that you do, all who's here watching, wherever you go, do anything for anybody. First thing you ask them for is a reference letter. That's the first thing. I came, I gave you these hours. Can I, you know, what is this for? I'm building my portfolio, right? That's what I did. I built that portfolio everywhere I went. Can you please write a letter to say that and whatever and call it whatever you want to call it, whatever name you a letter. And I brought it everywhere I went. I collected them. I have a binder full of them. Everybody, everywhere that I've ever done anything with or for, I make sure that they write it. So when you take these things, they have these prerequisites in these colleges, especially in the social work. They just want to know that you've been doing this cover for placements. You have to do a thousand or something hours. I've done thousands of hours. So when they see that, oh, this is amazing. Boom, prerequisite for something. I get a year off, a year different things. They word them differently, but those things are very, 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 very important when you're building. Anywhere that you go, whoever the people are that are in charge, ask for a letter. Most important. That's also this culture loves paper trail. Hmm? They love paper trail. So from they can see it on paper, in their eyes it was done. Right? So that's all you need. Make sure that it's documented that you've done it. Even if it's your brethren and your brethren have a business, make your brethren put your business on the letterhead. You understand? So and so came here and did this for me, written on the letterhead, bring it in. That helps to build. They see that you're serious, you're taken seriously, you've been doing some work, and they see that you actually they understand, paper trail. Or let them email you. You print off those emails. That's the next world that we live in. They love emails. Print off all the emails and walk with them. Let them see. If you've
Yeah.
been invited to, oh, they invited me. Even if you speak, even I was telling, even when I work for the city, two people, it's a program. Um, two people in the building, it doesn't matter. It was a program.
Hmm. So no, thank you for that. So as you heard, what Miss Elaine is saying is anything you do, get it documented because it could count and be accounted for if you're in a specific lane, right? And so basically you're paying down on it, right? So your time, that's they call it sweat equity. So even if you're not getting paid for it, it's sweat equity. If you're putting in the time, there's a value to it, right?
Yes.
And so just before I know time is kind of going here,
Yes.
but I wanna so two things here to end off here. So one thing is who is the strongest woman that you've ever seen and or have encountered, either or, and then what is next for you and where could people find you? So who's the
Strongest,
strongest? Hmm.
strongest woman I know is my mommy, and may her soul rest. Because that lady did something that, back in those days in Jamaica, she she worked as a maid even in Jamaica, and she bought two houses,
Whoa.
rented out one, and she sold one, and then she sell them to come to Canada. Right? I saw her work here. I don't think she ever worked past $10 an hour.
Mm-hmm.
She worked at Park Plaza Hotel for 25 years, and I think she was probably late 3 times, probably away probably a week.
Different
You
breed.
understand?
Different.
So there was a this lady had sixth grade education, and she taught my kids how to read. She had my son reading from he was 2. By the time he was 3 years old, him could read. So when you talk about strength, she had a different kind of strength, and she was dealing with us, and especially when rambunctious, mad sick head, no good like me, where the dep on road, cause when me did little bit, me was a terrible little something you never want to encounter.
Eh,
You understand? You never want to encounter me, and her laugh and talk about it before she went home to the ancestors. But she had my back, side, front, all of me, and it anywhere at the end of the day. You understand? Even though we had our moments. So when I saw what it took to have that kind of strength to raise children, and children that were yours and children that were not yours, you know what I mean? So she was the strongest that I've come across. I've had a lot of other strong women in my life, but she builds that foundation is hers. And
beautiful.
what's next in store for me? I have been working on getting up to the time, and smile for me, up to the time with technology. So I am, yes, Brooklyn, smile for me, baby girl. You understand? Uno two gentlemen, uno no. So here's the challenge. Age and stage in life. I'm used to that one-on-one communication. I'm used to hugging. I'm used to talking to people. So this whole um,
Video,
Zoom,
video
this,
call
this
and
this whole world has got me. So all the thing I had to just put everything that I was doing on pause, because I had to get now step into myself, and step into the new world. Right. So a lot of what I was doing lives, a lot of live sit down, with the banner live. So a lot of people didn't want, COVID came, and it's like, we're not doing no live, we're not coming to no spear. I got offered to do so the same thing. So just look out. I'm gonna relaunch in June. I will get I'm looking out for all the love and the support. I've got some young people, because I had to go for some young people. Big off Fam TV, because I had to go for them to and sit with them, for them to, moms, this is what needs to be done. And I had to humble myself as the elder, and take in the message that the young people was giving me, even with Instagram, and the face, aka Facebook, and all those things. 'Cause my son said, he says, oh, grandma, we don't post on Facebook, that's so old, you
Mhm.
know so I'm just like, me no, I know them show me them Snapchat. Me say me can't even program it long enough to know if to do with Snapchat. Yeah, come talk about Snapchat. So I'm learning the technology, and I'm standing in gratitude, um, with lots of love and utmost respect for young people like yourselves, who continue to grow and build platforms that people can grow and share, because a lot of what we don't do enough of is sharing, but understanding what that really means. So for me right now, it's that humbleness of taking a back seat, going and learning, even, the Instagram, just learning how to, you know, I just the other day I learned what a hashtag was, I laugh. Yo,
wait,
don't laugh.
you know about pound sign.
Yeah, understand.
Pound. Yeah,
And then
pound.
say, yeah,
Yeah.
but the number thing, and and write something. Somebody just the other
And
day I
change
really learned.
the pound sign on the phone to hashtag
Pawn,
now.
You
A new
understand?
meaning all of a sudden.
pawn
Yes,
alien. That's
yes.
how you
So
would say it, pawn alien, not hashtag.
there you
Yeah,
You
go.
would say
it's a
pawn
pound.
alien.
Yes,
It's pound zero to call or
counting with the
pound something.
eye. See there.
The hashtag
So
now.
yes, so it's those things I had to learn, the world of technology. You know what I
Okay.
mean? I remember my first lady said, "Oh, we're gonna interview you. You want to see me?" Me just like push back foot ready for the interview. She says, "Oh, and I must send you the Zoom link."
Did she just say puss back foot?
Push back foot. Yeah. We say, I will say, kiss me granny, go outside. right?
What is going on?
Yeah,
Dude.
No,
So
but
that's to
mhm,
show you old school, right? So
yeah.
old school versus new school. So when she said that to me well and well, yo, nobody not just look like me. You understand me? All I put
Mm,
on my hot girl eyelash, everything.
yeah.
And
The
then she
nylon
called and she
thing.
says, "Oh, I'm sending you the Zoom link." I mean,
Mhm.
oh, I had to put on, and I'm
Mhm.
getting used to that. And I've been on a few Zoom platforms and jumping on the IG live and learning those things and just understanding stepping into the new world because it is
Okay.
for me and the new world of technology and what that
Mhm.
really means and how to be effective,
Mhm.
right? And even yesterday in my conversation with you, you're asking me who's my audience. I said, if anybody who will listen to me, you know what I mean? That's my
if
audience.
anybody who
Anybody
Yeah.
who will listen to me. So if for the
Yeah.
old lady, for the baby or the baby, anybody
Mm,
will listen to me. But in marketing, they want you to have a target audience,
for sure.
right? So I've been looking. I'm starting working with the marketers, going through all my postings and seeing who likes them. Then he'll be able to tell me, who I should market what to.
Mhm.
See, because I'm
So,
old school in that
yeah.
area.
So let me
So
ask. So how can people reach you? So if anybody that's listening wants to support with your tech, with whatever it is, or even just how do they reach
jump
you?
on the Instagram and as my boy Nip, what Mr. Hustle say, you know, DM
Yeah.
me.
DM you.
Hey.
Hey,
up to the time, man,
hey,
DM me. She said,
hey, just
DM
DM
me.
me.
DM
Hashtag
me.
get
Is
with
it?
me.
Is
Yes.
it? See, I got
Let
it
them
right.
know.
I got it right.
Hashtag.
Watch your
Yes.
inbox I go, your
That's your
inbox I go
Hashtag
hashtag.
pull up now.
DM me.
DM me.
There
You
you
So
Inbox
understand?
go.
I
so
go
Got
what's
pull
your
up.
it.
at? What's your
Yeah.
at? Tell them
You
the at.
know,
What is the
ghetto
at?
story, ghetto stories.
Okay.
That's
Uh,
me. So find me there. I
mhm.
I I am excited. I am open to learning. I am teachable. I am coachable. You understand? And I'm humble.
All
So
right.
that's where I am at this time because I know I have an amazing product. I
Mhm.
know what I want to do with it, and I'm not telling black stories. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? So yeah, there's a lot of us, but I'm not telling black stories. I'm telling stories that
Mhm.
can uplift each other. Because outside of us being black, we're one race, human race,
Mhm.
right?
Mm.
We understand who we are as black people. We don't need people to tell us who we are. We need to tighten up our own, look after our own backyard before we
For
can get
sure.
people, involve other people in our backyard. And that's how I
Okay.
feel about that.
All right.
For,
So
for those watching, I put the Instagram handle up on the page so you can join and support and
mhm.
follow Miss Elaine.
It's
Yes,
at G.h.e.t.o Stories, IES at the end. All
yes.
right. So we
Oh
want to
no, we're
thank
singing.
you. Yeah,
Oh,
we want to thank you for coming on
Yes,
and doing
moment.
your thing.
Um, uh,
But yo, you don't know what it is with me and you, moms, right? So
it's love
yeah,
and like a firehouse, Brooklyn. I
yes,
can't
mommy. Me I
I
go
can't.
DM you. Me I
You
go
understand?
hashtag. Me I go
Joey,
hashtag DM you.
Joey's, you already know. You already know. You
yeah.
understand? It's
Yes, you were
called
at my birthday event, so it's much love.
foundation. It's called groundation. You
All
understand? We
Mm.
right.
pass foundation now. We're grounded. We
Yeah.
are grounded in the knowledge of this is what we are supposed to do, not lip service. We
Mhm.
don't know lip service. Action, not a bag of mouth. You see me?
Mhm.
So I'm saying blessings to all of you. It's as an honor to be here. It's an honor to be honored to be on here. You understand? And I love it and continue to just, do all that you guys do. Right?
All
And I
right.
know say me there and the time I know want me to come on again, me there about.
All right.
You
Linkage.
understand?
Mm.
Blessings,
All right,
peace,
blessings, and again,
peace,
thanks for joining us on
peace.
the show. It was
Always.
much, much, much blessings,
Yes.
people. That was great. That was great. That was a great guest. We had some great conversations from three amazing ladies today, as well as Brooklyn celebrating her birthday. Brooklyn,
Yes.
how
Yes.
did you feel about today's show and the words from these lovely ladies?
Yo, each and every one of them from Taurus gang, straight down to Sagittarius gang, straight down to hashtag DM me gang. I love each and every one of them, and each of them brought spice and all of that type of stuff. And girl, I felt like there was a piece of me in each and every girl that spoke today. Like I felt like Mama Elaine, like sitting down listening to her and knowing that she was a dancer and knowing that she's out here uplifting people and knowing that a lot of these women are out here doing their own thing and I'm doing the same, trying to hop over these hurdles that we have placed in front of us every single day. I know that I'm not fighting the fight myself, so that's good to know that I'm not fighting it by myself, and good to know that there's women around me that have accomplished great things, so I know I can do it too. And hopefully we all can work together one day as a collective and come together and put on an event that will be spectacular, because like they said, man, four heads are better than none. You know what I
And that's
mean?
real. That's some real talk. And I think if we're talking about real thought, real talk, ain't nobody give it realer than my man Jada.
Yeah, yeah. This is that real talk segment rather with Jada man. Um, Listen, man, I'm just lost. I'm at a loss for words as you see me stumbling here, the first time ever. What makes you so strong? And that's a question that we ask to our women. The strength of a woman. What makes her? What makes them so strong? What I know is that their adaptability makes them strong. Their nature and the way they were nurtured makes them strong. The trials that the world, society has put upon them, and they say with any pressure underground, you come out like a diamond if you make it out on the other side. So to all our women who have made it and who continues to push through, their bright light is only diamond like. And with the light, they say the diamond is one of the toughest metals and toughest rocks, stones in the world. And we know that our women are the toughest in the world. I think that goes without saying. We look at our mothers, we look at some of the most notable figures on earth, and where that strength comes from, everybody points back to that one guiding light, and that's the woman. So, what makes you so strong? I think the proof is in the pudding. You are who you are by nature and by nurture. We appreciate you. To our women. And that's Real Talk with Jada Man.
What makes us strong before we go? What makes us strong, to be honest, is having the right people by our side, having a great king by our side, having our princes by our side, our kids, things of that nature. That's what makes us strong and keeps us going every single day. Knowing that we have a great support system that stands beside us and helps us through our bad times the same way we help you through your bad times. We're just asking for the same type of reciprocation on the other end. Just knowing that there's somebody there to listen to hold our hand, to tell us it's okay. It's okay to cry. It's okay to feel the way that we feel. That's what helps us and keeps us strong to have to have that. And just know that we do go through a lot. Childbirth itself is crazy, I heard, but if we can go through that, we can uphold anything. So yeah, I just wanted to say that as well.
Well, straight up, I definitely agree with that. And you know what I mean, Jay? Like you said, we gotta do, fellas, we gotta do our support. I mean, do our part to support the woman and to show them that we care and to show them that the strength that they're showing is worth it. You know what I mean? And meaningful to us. And also, as men, we gotta take the time to also lift some of that burden from our queens, from our princesses, so that they don't have to carry that all that weight from us as well, right? So I want to shout out all the viewers. I want to shout out all the guests, and I want to shout out my co-hosts, Brooklyn and Jada Man.
Yes,
Yeah,
We had a
man.
great show
honey.
today.
Yes.
Strength of a woman. What makes you so strong? Do remember
What
to
makes me
like and
strong is when
subscribe.
Stop talk, man.
Do remember to
no,
like and subscribe.
you guys still never sent my. You guys are trying to wrap up the show without trying to e-transfer my dollars. It's my birthday. E-transfer my
Nah, we're
dollars.
Yeah,
not.
but
That's
you
what's
see the
gonna
thing
make
after
me
pull up.
strong. That's what's gonna
The
make
thing
me
after pull
strong.
up.
Okay, my bank account
All
needs
right,
to be
Jada,
strong. That's
Jada,
gonna help me.
Jada,
Yo.
Jada. I sent you. I think like 2 days ago. I sent you an email transfer, and I told you to just add it to what you were gonna put to
Oh,
Brooklyn and buy the
me,
thing.
Out of
yeah, but
all people,
me tell you, say
out of
we talk about that. You understand me? We talk about that.
Okay,
We talk
people,
about.
it's the viewpoint. We'll be back next week. Do remember to like, subscribe, and follow. It's the viewpoint.
bye. Period.